Howdy folks, welcome to AlberonRPG. We play a whole bunch of different TTRPGs here, but today we are playing Starfinder. I am Joe Treff, your GM this evening and many other evenings, and joining me are my friends Matt, Liz, Cara, Hannah, and Vincent. We are going to be playing Starfinder. I'm going to turn the music down just a touch. It also got really intense right before we came in. We're going to play Starfinder, but before we do, just a couple of quick announcements. First of all, we have other games that we play on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m., a regular Starfinder campaign that has extended to 148 sessions so far and just has no sign of slowing down because pacing is something that I'm good at. And we have a D&D game that is on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have Saturday and Sunday games many weeks that are in the upcoming months. And so you can join us here at AlberonRPG on Twitch. We also have a YouTube and Instagram, a Threads, a Blue Sky, all the different things where we are at AlberonRPG. You can see the different things that are on our table right now. It's just some maps and maybe some minis. But maybe they'll be encounter maps. Maybe they'll be handouts. We'll see. And you can see them in much greater detail at AlberonRPG. There's actually a potential for no encounter maps, and for the first time ever, that means that you guys really fucked up, which is usually the other way around. Aside from that, we were nominated for an award, which is a Crit Award. You can go and vote for that over at the Crit Award website. And that
I'd
is
like to point out that
Joe
was nominated.
Yeah.
Joe was nominated.
Because if you go and look at like the names, you won't see us. You have to go to the DM.
Well,
I want to
Joe.
point out that Joe is good and therefore
For
was
DMing
nominated.
Starfinder,
It's-
like today.
it is best GM for like a specific system, and you can't play a system by yourself. So it requires a whole group of people, and
Some
you can't be
systems
good.
you can. Not this
Be
one.
a party
There
as
was,
that is
there was a category for that.
Very realistically, one of the things that's important to think about too is one of the reasons that I'm good at running games is because I get to run them every week because my players always show up, which rarely happens.
And
in
we're
the
like
adult
extra
world.
hard mode players
Also,
because
we
we're a
are.
bunch of dumbasses.
Like it is the final boss of adult
We're gonna
D&D.
break every deal. Anyways, see what we're talking about over on our YouTube at AlberonRPG. Today we are going to be playing a special Starfinder adventure that is sort of a one-shot, but I'm increasingly aware as part of an anthology that began as a throwaway scene in our Starfinder campaign. So this is the Influencers. This is going to be a group of people who are arriving at a corporate convention in the year 2250 that is geared towards social media influencers and getting brand names out. This convention will feature combat potentially at the end of it if you end up being one of the top 2 teams. But we'll just roll right into that, unless there's any other announcements that I'm forgetting. Okay. Sirenscape, digital tool set for sounds, like the music that you're hearing. We also have Monument Studios to thank, but Sirenscape has things like this sound. Just a fart. I took a chance. I clicked blindly. That was the wrong thing to do.
I don't know. It's Starfinder. It
That's
kind
fair.
of
That was
is.
the right
We're
thing.
going to a
That was
con.
the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of those at conventions. Oh, man, PAX East. So, without any further ado, we can just jump right into our game. We begin our adventure in the massive steel and glass structure of the Silver Strip Convention Center, with fully half of its surface area exposed to space outside, and the rest turned in to reveal parts of its massive conference rooms and halls to the beautiful Silver Strip just outside. You have all been invited to CorpoCon, the biggest influencer convention in the galaxy, and a corporate utopia with brand showcases, fan meetups, robot-run gifting suites, and exclusive collab announcements. This is truly the place to be, or at the very least to tune into, to know what is coming up in the coming year. Influencers of all levels and genres roam this space, lit by ring lights and wearing bright costumes and elaborate makeup themed to corporations or sponsorships that they might be representing. You each followed the virtual beacon that brings you to just outside a Space Cola refuel station, and then past that into the convention proper. You see off to your left Quantum Pets, this sort of capsule product, very much like a gacha game where you get an actual living creature out of it. There is opposite that Dusk Drip, which is a kind of like fashion brand, but directly in front you can see this glowing orb that pulses with the same light as the beacons that you have followed. You know that this is Liaison, the virtual intelligence that should guide your team along their adventure today. You make your way over across this space, and could I have everybody roll for initiative just to introduce your characters? And for no other reason.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. Ooh, phew. Is a 1 an autofill in Starfinder?
So anybody natural 20? All right, 25 to 20. Ooh, we love this. 20 to 15.
I got a good number. Hold on.
Anything below
22.
22? Okay, 22 for Chet. Anybody below 15 here?
7.
7.
12.
7 for Spring. 12 for Sprocket. Okay. Celia's sitting down there at a 1. What about you?
+4 is
Love each
15.
next to each other.
15.
Sprocket
Okay.
and Spring.
Oh, that is. That works out very nice. Actually, this works out great. Okay.
Thanks.
So, and I forgot also, I'm going to have a very hard time pronouncing your character's name, Liz.
Oh, just call it Nuvi.
Nuvi. Okay, fantastic. Nuvi, I
That's so
love that.
nice.
Okay.
Because nouvelle means new in French.
So, we're going to go around in initiative order and introduce our characters before you are greeted by the smooth, white, spherical, floating drone with a holographic, smiling emoticon that, boom, just is projected up as you approach. Chet, as you approach first, what do you look like? Who is your character?
So Chet is a big blue fish salamander guy, a Woyoko. Pretty much just wearing like a board shorts and a tank top, walking in to the con with flip flops, pair of sunglasses, and yeah, he's just walking in. Probably sees the drone and is like, "Oh."
You wave to this drone. You can see it smiles and again just ding, winks at you when you approach.
Oh, nice.
No
Have your
problem.
surfboard with you?
You are Chet.
I probably like have it dropped off at the coat check. You probably see it like leaned up against like the front.
Take a care of my baby.
To be clear, there's nothing else there. Like nobody else has put jackets or anything. Like maybe somebody set like a prop down for a cosplay, but aside from that, very much.
Oh, go back and grab
You
it.
put your jacket with other people's jackets? What if you get like a cross-contamination there?
Oh, I mean,
Okay,
Concrad's a thing.
I'm taking it with.
Okay, you take
Con
it.
crab?
Concrud. It's like the general malaise you feel after a convention.
Certainly, in the year 2250, there's got to be some sort of like compact surfboard. Maybe I'll find it at the con.
There is a surf station that is here. There's a surfing collective that is.
Oh my gosh! I
Now,
gotta
Nuvi,
go.
as you approach, could you please describe your character?
Hi, so I'm Dr. Nouvelvi, but you can call me Nuvi. I know it's a very hard French name to pronounce. I am an android, very slim, slender. I'm wearing a beautiful fitted dress and curated nails, curated hair. Everything looks very professional, very corporate. Somebody that you would definitely approach on the side of the street if you were lost looking for directions.
Fantastic. This is a very safe looking person. As you approach, there is nothing that could possibly be wrong with you, and you make your way over to this space as well, following this very moist looking they're carrying inexplicably in the year 2250 in the space station. You can see there are people riding around on hover bikes. They're just carrying a manual surfboard into the space. There are hoverboards, that's a thing, but no problem. Chet and Nuvi, and then Sprocket.
So Sprocket is a Vernary, which is just a space otter, humanoid otter. He will be wearing overalls with over it some clear weave, so you can see the overalls underneath, and the clear weave is showing the logo of the podcast that he and Spring runs, which is Sprocket and Springs, spot for tech things. And he's just gonna come in looking like a total tech nerd.
Absolutely, and you have a lot of company here. You can see there are actually quite a few Bernari. I would say make a cultures check.
Are we all coming in at the same time?
Yeah, you guys are walking in like one after the other right into this introduction scene.
Oh, I'm so cultured. 27.
27. You see many of them heading off and in the direction of this big triangle stall that is called Bolt and Coil Engineering. And Bolt and Coil, not unlike Sprocket and Spring, began their life as a sort of reviewing Brunari group. They have become a little bit more of a bespoke customization channel and have become a little bit snootier. They have had a good deal of success, and you can see many of these people kind of going off in that direction. But Sprocket, you make your way over in this clear weave with your logo on it. Spring.
So Spring arrives alongside Sprocket. She is also a Bernary, also has the logo of their podcast embroidered on her clothes. She's wearing like coveralls, but if you were to look closely, you'd be like, oh, that's armor. And
That's armor.
That's armor. She's got a little drone hovering behind her. Yeah, she's sort of just walking alongside Sprocket, being like, oh, Sprocket, what do you think we're going to see here today?
Oh,
I'm excited to check out the Bolt and Coil Engineering booth.
But we have to talk to Chet first, I think.
Is he waving at us?
You can see like people who are near you like peel out of this, like they walk away to make it very clear that it is just you.
Oh, I
He's
forgot.
walking towards us
I
now.
forgot.
So you all kind of meet
Lines.
up around this circular thing. And for what it's worth now, considering you are walking in like tech nerd / NPR podcast host, are you carrying in a railgun?
Yeah, but it's got a like an orange tip on it.
Okay.
And we'll say that there's like some obscure anime character that she gets away with cosplaying as in her coveralls.
oh, for
and
the
her
cosplay
railgun.
stage.
Oh, yeah, of course. You've like slapped a couple LED lights that don't actually functionally do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a lot more cyberpunk.
Because she put effort into making it fit in because she didn't want to just like have a long gun she learned her lesson from Madeline in Iron and Thorns.
Oh.
She read about it in.
The historical fiction.
They made a manga.
I watched it in my pocket.
All right. So, Sprocket and Spring, you make your way over to the rest of the group. And last, and I would argue, like, ethically least, Celia.
Ouch.
I just think, like, a pure influencer.
Excuse
It's
you.
true.
I am the most ethical, and as Celia steps through like the automatic doors, she wardrobe changes out of like a peplum trench coat into a long white kind of like holographic maxi dress, and she has like a capelet that goes down her back that's translucent but has like shimmering effects to it, and as she does little like popping flares go off around her and behind her, and she just kind of like breezes through, ready for her debut of her new product line with BioWe.
Make a professions check, or I would call this a cultures check. As you make this entrance, very much having a kind of like Dolly Parton moment.
Excuse me, that is somebody else.
That's also true. Fair.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So with a dirty 20, you make your way in, and there is a little bit of a commotion that is caused by your entry. Considering you rolled a 1 and began, without even beginning to stream yourself, you kind of having forgot to have done this, the most basic of tasks, you still, especially through your association with Chet, and almost frustratingly so, managed to get a little bit of a build-up in your influence.
We've broken up our managers. Well, his manager and my manager bot determined that was the best for our PR.
That's true, and yet you still continue to find yourself in the same places.
We were over like 2 days ago.
So, you make your way into this convention hall. Give me 1 second here. Turn up my alien crowd a little bit, because they're very quiet. Okay.
I can't look at Matt's chat face.
It's,
Like, straight up.
It
I
was
try
worse
not to
last
look
time
at
with the
him.
visor.
Nothing will be fucking... You know what I'm thinking of. All right. So this orb with this emoticon now smiles and the mouth opens. It doesn't animate as if it talks, but the voice is just projected out through a fairly tinny speaker that is somewhere internal to this orb. And they say... CorpoCon Team 3, you must now name your team. What will your team name be? Please decide within the next 60 seconds and loudly shout it together to continue.
Well, my name's Chet.
You have 60 seconds to decide on a team
It's
name.
for the group chat.
Chet and Spring and Sprocket and
Too long.
Celia
Any other
and,
ideas?
Well, we could always go with my new product line at Sweetly Beauty.
30 seconds!
How about Orion?
Chet and his friends.
I like that. Orion group.
Oh, that was
Get ready to shout out your team name in 3,
Alright.
2, 1.
What is it?
Orion.
Wow.
Team Orion, welcome to CorpoCon. All right, Team Orion, you are the final team to arrive. You are now participating in the CorpoCon Challenge. You have just 3 hours before the Killer Collab Coliseum, where the teams with the most Corpo coins will compete in thrilling combat for the title and prize. Would you like a brief description of the challenges, or would you like to begin?
What's the description?
I think I'd like to hear the description. Thank you.
Challenge 1, sponsored by Drift Fuel Energy Drinks, is the Viral Stunt Challenge. Head over to Drift Fuel Energy Zone to perform the most dangerous stunt you dare for maximum likes, earning up to 10 coins. Challenge 2, sponsored by Astronaut Brewery, is the Hashtag Hunt. As you move about this map, and suddenly the orb just kind of cracks open, and there is the... And like for the rest of this conversation, a map slowly prints for you.
Nice.
And it's like 300 DPI. It's like not high for the year
This is the
2250.
worst con.
This is the equivalent of them using like a Game Boy printer.
This is
Simpsons
2007
printer,
Anime
yeah.
Boston.
Challenge 3, sponsored by Space Cola, is over at the Space Cola Digimixer Zone. If you can use their Digimixer to replicate the new Space Cola flavor, Space Cola Black Hole Blaster, win yourself a 6-pack of Space Cola BHB and 10 Corpo coins. Challenge 4, sponsored by Harbinger Robotics, will take place at the Harbinger Robotics Destructo Dome, where your team will build a bot to kill and thrill the Harbinger intern robotics team robot in a pre-programmed matchup. 23 coins are on the line for this one, so make it count.
22 Hawa?
Finally, at the end of the time period, whoever has the least coins will be banned from the con, and the final 2 teams will square up in the Killer Collab Coliseum for an ultimate showdown to the death. Just kidding, probably. But you signed the waiver, and every person has the right to experience the consequences of their actions. Look for me near the major challenges or back near the central arena if you have questions. Good luck, Team Orion. I am rooting specifically for you. And they just kind of become this floating orb again.
Did you guys all sign a waiver?
The print, the little sheet kind of finally finishes and like pushes out, and it just floats onto the floor.
Celia's been like scrolling back through her messages and like looking through the AI bot's like management schedule and sees like the AI bot had signed her signature to the waiver and it's like, oh.
There you go.
Grab the
Did
map.
we sign the waiver? We must have. We're rule
The
followers.
Space Cola might be
Yeah.
a good start. Doesn't seem like it's too dangerous.
Oh, I'm checking out the surf shop.
Did he finish explaining the hashtag hunt?
They just said that there are hashtags hidden throughout this space.
Oh man, they got Star
If you-
Spice
if
here.
you want to ask the kind of orb that is floating there, that emoticon reappears, and they say, scattered across the convention floor are 25 digital or physical hashtags. Hashtag got the knot. Each is worth 5 points, and an additional 15 points if they're glowing gold.
Oh.
Do your best to find these, as there are many up for grabs, and be warned, other teams are looking too. They blink out.
I'm quite good at building things. I agree that perhaps, the Space Cola. The robotics might be a good fit for my skill set.
Seemed like the good one
Same.
too. Yeah.
Must
Chet,
we,
you said you were looking for the surf place?
Yeah, is that Glow Tide?
Make a perception check.
I believe that for the hashtag hunt, we need to take a picture of our group in front of the hashtag, so we would probably need to stick together, otherwise
Yeah.
the tags won't count.
27.
I would be willing to do the robotics one.
With a 27, Chet,
perhaps you and
you
I can work together.
look around and you really look with not just your fishy Woyoko eyes.
map.
You look with the map, but also with this internal light that just guides you from within. Something that gives you an insight into this universe in a way that's sort of
I
hard to
like
understand,
that.
even for me. And you can see off and to your left as you begin this kind of scan. In the Echo Spire Audio Works, there are a number of these sculptures. You can see somebody singing at one, and it shifts and changes over time. And you get a sense, Chet, for just a moment, you might have glimpsed one of those hashtags on the interior of one of those sculptures.
Oh.
You continue to scan over to the Pyroflex, which is essentially just like a cookware sort of station. And with a 27, I would say of all, it seems like a very popular sort of station for just like a cooking accessory shop. You can see there are like measuring cups and things like that. Pyroflex has these fireglass like cloaks and coats. They have fireglass bowls, and this material is primarily what they use.
Okay.
You look over and see this quantum pet station. And with the 27, just a bunch of cute pets that are kind of trapped in these capsules. And people put coins in.
Oh, shit. Is that Pokeballs?
It's very similar to Pokeballs. But you do not see in your immediate vicinity a surf shop. But you do know that the surfing collective that you see on the map is one that has all kinds of gear.
All right.
Can I?
I would go to the shiny thing that I saw.
I would stop chat
Oh,
Okay.
and say,
what?
you know what? Maybe we should split up for a little bit.
But I found
you
one of
said
those
we shouldn't split
thingies.
I did, but then I just realized we need to not split up because we need to take pictures together. But what if we split up?
I got a knot. So,
You found one already.
yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Chet begins to like walk over towards this Echo
Perhaps-
Spire audio.
Perhaps we should go over
Let's
there,
go
get
there.
our picture, and then make a plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the way over.
Hey, audio works.
On the way over.
What's the work?
God, this is gonna be tough. Okay.
On the way over, maybe we should split up, and that way we can try to find more tags, and then we'll meet up in like an hour, and then we'll stick together.
But
and
what
take
if
pictures
the
in front of
other
all-
teams
long
take the
time.
pictures once we find them?
I would say
The
10
tags
minutes.
will still be there.
Not
Right,
anymore.
but they're taking pictures and they're gonna be taking them from us. We gotta take them.
I
I-
believe we
Before
were
we find
told
them.
that whoever gets the first picture gets the points. Is that correct?
You would imagine so.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So,
perhaps,
in that case,
yes,
we
perhaps
should
we'd
stick
best
together.
go find as many of these as we can. And then we
Like
could
this
split
one.
up.
You walk over and you get to this Echo Spire audio works as you're having this conversation. You're taking selfies. So you need to actually find the hashtag to get there. Chet, you bring them over to this sound reactive sculpture garden built from vibrating alloys and crystal filaments. You can see that person still trying to sing to this like towering crystalline bloom with petals of refractive sound glass that just sort of every time that they change the note, they seem to almost unfold a little bit more and bloom just a little bit more. But you shift your focus to the middle sculpture. You can see it is labeled the Resonant Labyrinth. It is a spiral column of suspended alloy plates that sort of lock together almost like a cocoon. And as you approach and you take a couple footsteps, every step, some of those bottom little petals like shake open and shake open.
Oh.
There is a slight bass drone that comes from it, but aside from that, the sculpture itself seems pretty quiet. There's also other sculptures there as well. You can see there's a little table where they're giving away resonant crystal pendants, these little thumb-sized shards of colored crystal that are proclaimed to shimmer faintly when people with a similar resonance come near. But as you approach this resonant labyrinth, is there something that you're doing to try to open it?
What if we stand around it in a circle?
Celia takes a crystal.
Is it?
Is it
You take a crystal.
I
Celia,
responding
take a
to
comet teal
vibrations?
crystal.
Can I
The way?
try to use my custom rig to sort of like investigate and see whether
It was
I can open
inside.
Yeah,
it?
make an engineering check.
It was
Can I?
inside the middle.
You
I saw
think
it,
you may
like,
have glimpsed
when it
something in the middle. Yes.
resonated inside.
Where's my?
Can I use ghost sound and create different frequencies of sound to see if any of them has a particular resonant effect with
Absolutely can. Make an engineering check.
37.
With a 37, you begin to study this sculpture. Whereas everybody else, and you can see the android that's there, is like kind of guiding people through the different things and reminding people that they can purchase these kinds of sculptures for their own home or for their business if maybe they have a little bit more money. You really look at this less as an art piece and more as a feat of engineering. And it is fairly marvelous. It's set up so that the little pinions that hold each scale together will vibrate at a perfect pitch so that they will open, and then as you rise, they will continue to fold the note open, but even faltering in one note will cause like a layer higher or lower to change, and then the whole thing will just kind of freeze in place. So it really requires almost a perfect pitch.
28.
Block tipping.
And with a 28, you watch as right next to you, Sprocket,
Look, hey Spring, check this out. Oh.
almost every now and then, late at night, you catch sounds coming from downstairs. It's like you thought maybe they were looking at music videos, but it turns out hidden talent in this Bernari companion all along. Perfect pitch. And as you accelerate, you see the bottom layer open, and then the top layer kind of begin to unfold. And Chet, you see again in the center of the resonant
there
labyrinth
it is.
a hashtag got the knot.
Haha.
Celia?
Celia, would you like to do the honors?
Is it still available? Is it open?
It is.
Oh, nice.
And Celia, as you all of a sudden, each of you receives a notification on your communicator. 5 points.
Oh, nice.
We did it. We participated in the competition.
Did we do it? All right, let's go to the surf shop. Oh,
Chad, finding
nice.
this.
I suppose we can take a
Oh,
moment
wait.
to-
Comet teal?
Comet teal. So it is a little shard of
Pyroflex.
crystal that as you get closer to somebody who has a similar paired one, it will glow teal.
You think I could surf on lava if I got a board made of that stuff?
You know, one of the challenges was the drift fuel challenge. Maybe we can visit there and you can perform one of your surfing stunts.
I think that's a wonderful.
Are you
Some of
heading off
these
in that direction?
Challenges really do seem built for us. Sorry, I'm slipping into the echo.
You are actually.
It's
I'm
hard
trying to
not
do
to.
the NPR voice.
So where are we now on this?
You are on the Echo Spire Audio Works in the bottom left corner of the map.
Okay.
You can see off and to your left the Sundown Station Outfitters Row. It is almost like a TJ Maxx style layout in a artificial saloon. And there are several like little micro vendors that have their own, they're selling all kinds of stuff there. Directly in front you see firewalls, which sell these like holographic barriers that can become hard light. And there is a flickering maze. And actually, where you are oriented in this Audio Works stall, you can see at the very end of that maze another hashtag got the knot. But to get within 10 feet of it, you would need to navigate these shifting, maneuvering holographic sort of flights.
Oh, that's not hard.
Beyond that, there is a Harbinger Robotics Dome. And if you wanted to continue in that direction, eventually you would reach the Drift Fuel station.
Does the labyrinth have like a roof? Like if you had a high vision, could you easily see the path to the end?
For the sculpture?
No, for the
Firewalls.
firewalls hashtag.
No, so it goes straight up to the wall. The stall itself was built to make this maze very much like you have to travel through it. And as you're watching it, it shifts. Every now and then the walls realign, and you see like little kids getting frustrated. You watch a little kid just see, I see it, Mom! And they book it, and then it shifts, and they just slam into this transparent wall, like full hollow mirror style. They begin to cry. It's challenging, but it's doable.
Should we try for that one? Alright, group?
It
What
might be
do we
hard.
want?
We should do it.
Okay.
Yes. In the meantime, can I send my drone off to go look for more of the thingies?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Make a perception check for the drone.
Oh, on the way over,
Just for yourself.
do we have the aeronaut things? You said we could buy them for a credit. Is that like on entry, or
If
do we
you
need
went
to go
over to the aeronaut stall, that whole
Oh, I
thing,
see.
it is the whole thing is just like a mini bar / tap room, and so you could go there. It is the, it's somewhere by Drift Fuel. I'll just have to find it. Oh, sorry, Astronaut Brewery, right next to Void Pop Culture, right below the Game Guy Demo Zone.
Sorry, is the
Top left
perception check using my stat or the drone
The
stat?
drones.
Thank you.
3.
With a 3, the drone begins. So you release this drone. This is a really high-tech thing. You are proud to get this. It's just barely hit the market. And as it flies off, you could just hear this little kid like narrating their sword actions as they swing this broom around. And then there's a moment, very cinematographic, where your drone spots the kid and the kid spots the drone. And then you lose connection to the drone. It is just baseball batted across this convention.
The drone has some specialized protection.
Is it gonna zap the
protections.
kid?
Can we do like an actual attack to see if it gets hit?
No, because it doesn't take any damage or is destroyed. It's just like this kid is now chasing it around, and the reason that it is a 3 is because it's like trying to look but has to continue to dodge the
Oh, I
small
see.
child. The small child is Luke Skywalker, and this drone is like the practice drone that he is practicing against.
Okay. The drone is gonna. Okay, the drone has a weapon that just like does stun stuff. Hold on.
You gonna stun a child?
Yeah.
Tase the kid.
Don't do it.
Tase the child in the
Joe
convention.
will hurt you.
Oh man.
Hold on. Let me just look.
Yeah.
While she's looking that up, do we know what the other teams look like?
Make a
Oh, it's in the
cultures
ring.
check.
Never mind. The
You
drone
jump
has
on the
that.
infosphere to try to look for any information about this hashtag Got the Knot challenge.
32.
And with the 32, Celia, you actually know so easily you find information about one of the teams. Some of the people who were gathered and invited to this formed a team when they arrived right at the start. Team Combat Sports. It includes Zero G Rax Vorno, which is a Vest combat sports streamer. There is Bidu, Bladed and Edge Demonstration Unit. They are a android. Like they model very traditional like sword techniques. There's Zed Flux, a Yosoki dual-wielding blaster combat speedrun bounty specialist. There is a bunch of people of that nature. And then the other team, who catch your interest a little bit more, you know some of these people. You've heard of Cinderwelda, a Yosoki makeup reviewer who has welded several makeup stations together to form like this huge mobile makeup station. Safrendria is a space elf skincare guru who you happen to know is also a mystic. Not only are they able to rejuvenate skin, they can quite literally rejuvenate lives. You have heard of this 21-year-old human who just goes by the handle the Crystal Kid. They have very dewy skin. They have a lot to do with like crystal charging and crystal themed makeup tutorials. There is Glabzor Doll, a gray, with incredible lip implants, like truly borderline like pornographic lip implants. Other than that, like your most stereotypical gray alien, they
The team
do
Celia was supposed to be on.
all that they do is lipstick tutorials. That's all that they do, and it's with a part of their body that isn't part of their species, but they've found a niche for it. And then there's Beauty Per Second. It's a human who does competitive laser tag and also beauty tutorials.
All right. Celia is going to basically be keeping an eye out at all times for these other teams.
Okay.
And basically only participating when people like alert her. Otherwise, she's just going to be like laser focused on making sure they do worse than her.
Okay. For what it's worth, there's no like live scoreboard that you can see, but with that check, you know that Team Combat Sports already seems to have 17 points. They may have gotten here before everybody else.
Overachievers.
So
I'm sorry.
No, you have the drone. You don't have the weapon?
The drone, no, I put it in my custom rig, not the weapon.
No worries.
Oh,
No
not the
tears and
drone.
children.
But the drone does have the ability, the next time it's able to make a check that it failed, it can do so like with advantage.
Excellent. Okay.
So
in about like 20 minutes when it loses the child,
Okay.
you'll get a much better view of this thing. But this child is fucking persistent.
Yeah. And Spring can see everything that's happening because there's like a camera on the drone and Spring can see it on her custom rig and she's like, children. We don't deal with them very often. But
Can we get any like fingerprints from this child so that we could
During
find
this,
out any information
can I
about?
spend 1 minute doing my
well, I can certainly try.
sidereal
Excellent
influence?
idea.
Is this related to the
Just
challenge?
take the minutes to just quietly meditate
just want
as
to keep
I'm
an eye on
looking
him.
around the floor
We should have her as a
while
guest
everyone's
on
doing their
podcast.
thing.
So
Love that.
remind me again, what does that do?
I tap in. I must spend 1 minute in meditation and choose skills that I have in my class. When attempting a skill check with one of these selected skills of the chosen type, you can roll 1d6 and add the result.
Okay. So what skill are you using?
It's going to be for diplomacy and culture right now.
Okay. So you spend this time as everybody else kind of begins to plan, look for the enemy, strategize about this challenge. You start thinking about like, ducks. No problem. Where are you all headed next?
Are we doing the firewalls challenge?
I suppose we should, yes?
Should we get some of this pyroflex for the firewalls?
Those are two different companies.
Does anybody
Well,
want
yeah,
to buy
but,
anything
like,
from there?
If we're going to be fighting firewalls, then we should be using the stuff that's good against fire. That's fire glass.
Are they literal firewalls?
So you walk by on your left the Sundown Station Outfitters Row, this full Western style thing. You see ponchos for sale. You see Target and Timmy's tip-top hats, all kinds of like cowboy hats that are really adjusted for the modern era. You see saddlebags. You see free prefab fire kits in a tin. Often to your right, you see this Pyroflex, which is what Chet was talking about. Chet, the Pyroflex stall is something that, as you approach, has street legal fire glass. If the firewalls are made of actual fire, and looking dead ahead, they're not, this would be fantastic. They're worn oftentimes by dance teams, content creators. They typically will change with the urban environment around it. And so they take that fire name from the appearance. You can see at this time they're selling cloaks, they're selling coats, they're selling wrist wraps. You actually spot as you walk by and focus a little bit more on this, they are selling a crossover cloak with Astronaut Brewery.
Oh.
It is a white cloak with the astronaut wearing sunglasses. And, yeah.
Hey, that's a cool coat. Ha.
You say coat or cloak?
Cloak.
Cloak.
But there are cloaks.
I said cloak.
If you plan to make
It's
a
a cool
purchase,
cloak.
just make it quick, Chet.
Well, is it my size?
What does the cloak
Hey,
do?
it's Chet.
You walk up, you can see a Yosoki who is working there. They are just pounding these drift fuels. They have like 3 open ones that are over on the counter. They're almost kind of like vibrating in this space. But you walk past them and you take a look at this cloak. Make an engineering check because you do know there is there's circuitry that has been woven into this.
Engineering 35, and I think I might have some situationals.
This is like a really cheap item. It's a crossover for this particular convention. And actually, it's reflected in the price tag. You see the cloaks? They cost 30,000 credits each. You see the jacket? That's 35,000 credits. This cloak that is a crossover? 3,000. Much cheaper. And the circuitry sort of suggests that. You get the sense that all that this circuitry does is maybe light something up that is hidden somewhere on this cloak. But it's weird. The circuitry seems to be maybe heat reactive.
Oh.
Well,
I relay that, and I say, and it looks like it's your size, Chet. Maybe you should get one, and maybe it'll have a hashtag on it.
haha. I put it on.
It looks
Does
good
it
on
work?
you.
It doesn't. It's a cloak, so it provides cover for your back.
As long as it doesn't slow him down.
This could.
I found
And
nothing
maybe-
slows him down.
For
Maybe
3,000
Oh,
It
credits,
should slow him down.
it could be yours.
All right, I'll take it. What else is there here?
Oh,
Anything actually useful?
You
Just
can
the one
see
with all the cash.
there is an Emberweave cloak that you would need to layer on top of this cloak. This one's a little bit more functional. It activates on command as a swift action and gives you a bonus to stealth checks.
Ah.
The coats themselves, they mask your heat signature and provide a bonus to acrobatics and athletics.
Ah.
And the wrist wraps, they grant a bonus to performing. Really, these are the things that are typically used by these street dancer teams. And they range from 12,000 credits for the wrist wraps to 35,500 for the Inferno Shift coat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Hey, Joe.
Yep.
Could I use... do they call them cantrips? Level zero
It's a
spells, or-
level 0 spell, yeah.
Can I use a level 0 energy ray to make it fire, to like use it on the cloak to heat activate it, but not damage it?
Hell
I
yeah,
buy
you
the-
can.
I buy the
Alright.
small cloak.
So you buy the
Good.
small cloak, and as you put it on, Sprocket comes up behind you, very polite, this like NPR host style Bernari, and they zap you.
What's up, little? Whoa, hi. Whoa,
And
not
lo and behold,
copacetic,
with
Dad.
fire damage applied to this cloak, across the back,
Oh.
hashtag got the knot appears.
Oh.
Whoa, I got
Should we
the
take
knot.
a selfie with your new cloak?
Oh, I guess so.
You snap a selfie just in this, like in the middle of the store. You can see the Yosoki just takes it like nods and then just crushes this thing and like takes another one. But no problem. You
Oh.
get the notification. You now have 10 points.
I want to be clear. As Celia is the one taking the pictures, she is center.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. I'm getting a
We all
sense
have to
that
work really hard to like.
in
do-
each photo, like one of you is barely visible. Like barely are you qualifying for the points.
The wristbands give you a bonus to acrobatics?
+1 to performance.
+1 to performance.
And they can synchronize to light shows or music or gestures.
And those were what, 11,000?
12,000.
Here.
All right.
Yeah.
The first rule of going to a con is you don't buy anything until after you do a lap. You gotta see what's on wares.
What?
You just bought
Yeah.
something.
Well, this is a promo.
And for what it's worth, you're 45 minutes into like the time that you have, so you probably won't get a second lap.
Wait, we already have 45 minutes?
No, we have 2 more hours before.
We
Like-
have until 2:45 real time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get moving.
why don't we go and see what stunts you can perform at Drift Fuel? It's over there.
Before that, I'm a little thirsty. Can we stop by the brewery? It's on the way.
Oh, well, if we need to do the laps, I'm gonna get some of those bands and stuff. Can I get some bands?
Yeah!
Shall we meet up
over.
at Drift Fuel in about 10 minutes?
You can mark off 12,000 credits for that.
Drift Fuel in 10 minutes?
Drift
Because
Fuel
Chef
in
wants-
10 minutes. Oh, no, I'm all set. I got him.
Oh, well, never mind then.
So to the brewery
Yeah.
for a quick trip.
This
I'm
isn't my
hesitant to
first
separate.
con.
I
So
think you're probably right, Doctor.
if you're going straight to the brewery, the fastest way is to either wrap around the Harbinger Robotics kind of robo stall or go the opposite direction around Firewall, kind of up that lane, and then eventually get to the Astronaut Brewery. Which way are you going?
Perhaps if we're passing by Harbinger Robotics, why don't we stop off and do the challenge
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We already discussed doing that challenge.
Yes, and Doctor, I'm quite good with engineering and computers.
Whoa, you're a
As
doctor?
am I.
Whoa.
Perhaps
Yeah.
between the two of us, we'll build the best bot.
Wow, you guys are like real smart, aren't you?
Yes.
So Chet is pulling on these. You are leaving after Chet just said, "Don't spend all this money." Pulling on these wristbands, pulling on this cloak, holding the surfboard. But you make your way out and you walk straight across. You pass the firewalls off on the left. You see this kid panicking now. They're still trapped in there. You can see the parents. I'll come for you. Like just like this is like a full on
Wow,
meltdown
that looks
happening. It's like much harder than it looks. And you make your way over to the Harbinger Robotics robot team.
Your drone might help that kid once we get it back.
We're too busy. Celia, like,
Yes. Once
As
I
long as the parents
reestablish-
sign a consent form.
It's important. So you make your way to the Harbinger Robotics stall. It is black, gray, and orange themed booth. It proclaims the Harbinger Robotic name with this huge bold banner that is projected above the space. The space itself covered in cool robotics that are largely for sale. You can see they're selling elite mule drones, elite physician drones, and then behind a little corded rope, and you do need a license for these, an elite impact security drone, which massive. If you've seen Real Steel, it looks like one of those robots. So like it looks like it's designed to punch things. And in
that
fact,
looks like
it is a
it's designed to
security drone
punch
that
things.
is a non-lethal damage-dealing weapon. You see just beyond that, there is this big arena, and you see this virtual intelligence float up to you from that direction. And the emoticon face pops up as liaison is sort of presented to all of you. And they say, welcome to the Harbinger Robotics Challenge. Are you ready to build your bot and engage in combat against the intern robotics team?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Heck yeah.
Follow me to your designated starting point. And it like just begins to float off and in the direction of this sort of arena. You
Gotta
make
make
your way
ourselves
down the
presentable.
stairs, off into the right. You make your way down another set of stairs into this like engineering pit. And then just beyond that, you can see this little arena. And on the far side, there is a relatively simple looking drone that has all of this work done to make it look like a mechanical dragon. But aside from that, it is relatively simple.
Is this ours or the one we're fighting?
The one that you're fighting.
Okay.
How much did the punchy drone cost?
The punchy drone, when you pass by it, it was a 70,000 credit drone. It's a little expensive, but it's a punchy drone. You see at the bottom, your robot that you start with is a Roomba. Not a brand name one either. This is not an iRobot machine. This is very much like,
Oh, it's a Doomba.
yeah, it is a Doomba, except it has no Doom. There are many hard points for it to attach different weapons. You can see in different bins, almost like if you've ever been to Legoland, like around the build room, there are these different bins that have modular robot arms, treads, processors, weird facial expression plates that you can kind of put on the front. And then there are a variety of very simple AI cores. The virtual intelligence pops its face back out and says, your mission is to engineer a functioning bot with a unique gimmick. Then make it go viral during the automated fight against the rival team's robot. Now beginning phase 1, building the robot.
Oh, wait, we gotta build a
Spring, I
robot?
want your drone back. I want those fingerprints now.
You see a 10-minute clock begin.
I'm gonna recall.
So,
I've watched all of your videos. I got
Yes. I mean, that drone will have that child's fingerprints all over it. They grabbed it. They were like hanging off it at one point, like
Okay.
riding down.
I'm gonna just recall the drone.
Okay, you recall. It begins to turn around. It's like groaning under the pressure of this kid.
Can it shake the kid off?
For the drone, make an athletics
If the
check.
kid's on it, that's his fault.
That's true. You're getting a free kid.
Can
So
I do
for-
acrobatics instead? Can
Sure.
I do loop the
Yeah,
loop?
yeah, absolutely. You just do a big barrel roll and dump this kid off.
23.
30 feet up. Drop him.
You fly, and as you do, you kind of like look and see that from the drone's perspective, this kid looking down, like snot hanging down from their nose.
What does the kid look like?
And then all of a sudden, they have like red hair. It's coming down over their bangs, like bright green eyes, freckles. They're a very cute kid. But as the drone goes up, you see the hair fall away, and their eyes open wide as the drone does this big loop. You see like the whole convention floor go by, and then the kid just falls and falls and falls, and poof, into this big thing of like stuffed animals and
Do we
plushies.
know what species the kid was?
Human. And the drone makes its way back to you. But for all of you now here within this Harbinger robotic space, there are several different things that you need to do to build this robot. You need to do something to power this AI core. You need to program basic functions. You need to choose a gimmick. And you need to program your attack. If you want to, you could use something. You see like a little motion capture area. You could like one of you could model the attack and pre-program it that way. If you want to really make this go viral, somebody will want to decorate the drone. You're fighting a big kind of dragon.
I got it.
All 6 of these are things that you could do to contribute in one way. Each of you can choose one thing to do to help.
What if
I can. Oh, sorry.
What if we had our drone immobilize the enemy and then pick it up and then do a spinning pile driver?
That sounds like a lot of stuff that a robot could maybe do.
what if-
Well, I could.
We are
I could
very
fit
good at
it with
computers.
this.
Drone tricks the other one and looking like a child, and then
What?
Oh, I get it.
Why don't we just have our robot like beat the other one?
So
Yeah.
I'd like to do 2 things while we figure out. Well, I think you all can be working on the gimmick.
we can make
Child
it look
idea.
cool.
Excellent idea.
Child.
Can I and then I'd like to do 2 things to it. Can I use my custom rig to power it?
Yeah, so go ahead and make an engineering check.
29.
With a 29, you take this custom rig and you sit down and begin to get to work. And very quickly, you can all see that Spring is incredibly proficient at this. This is something that Spring has done before. You take this robot apart and you replace many of the basic components with things that are much more hardened, much more combat oriented. Using a Roomba as a base really is serving more as a template. And by the end of this, you've replaced most of it to create adequate housing for this, and you get full power.
You should have
And
a
then as part of
channel or
that, can
something.
I remove my
you
graviton pistol from my rig and attach it to the thing?
Hold on to that for 1 second. So, what are the rest of you doing?
What counts as a gimmick?
So, as a gimmick, I would say if you want to, make a cultures check to think about like what sort of gimmicks you might employ here.
Oh,
Is that called?
we
put a
could
D4
do
on?
like
Yeah, it looks cocked.
I
to
say
me.
D6 for that. D4 is easier than a D6 because of the way that the gravity
No.
Oh,
sits.
I'm sorry.
it's centralized.
Natural 20.
Oh,
It was a 20 that was cocked, and then a regular 20.
with
I
a
was
natural
all
destined
online.
to get
gimmick
this.
is all about the setting, all about like the moment. And you look across this and you see a dragon. You want to create a robot that is a knight. You want to slay this dragon. You want something that tells a story
Ooh.
and will go viral.
So I have my custom microlab with me, and I have a very high life sciences score.
I don't think it needs to. Go on.
Yeah. So if you want to do a dragon, I could help too.
No, I think we want a
We want a
knight.
knight.
Make it look like it's one of those, ancient history knights defeating a dragon.
I will say with the
I do
natural
think life
20,
sciences will still
having
help
2
there.
dragons fight each other is also really cool. Like,
Oh,
these are all great ideas, but the idea of a gimmick is really
What-
something that will tell a story.
If you want it to be a dragon, I could maybe do something to make it like spew fire.
I still am of the idea of having it look like a child.
I have a surfboard that
Child,
kind of looks like a
And then
dragon,
it can
but I
come out of
didn't bring
nowhere.
it because I could only bring one
I don't
because my
know if
agent
that would
said
work.
that if I brought 2, it'd be weird.
Sorry, that was a lot. Do I think that the child will work as the
yes
gimmick?
and this. Well,
It will be a gimmick.
Okay.
You won't need a roll for it, though, if that
yeah,
helps.
we did get a nat 20 and a suggestion on the strength of that.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
So let's just maybe make it look like a knight. Maybe just put some... Silly, can you make it look like a knight?
It's a robot.
Perhaps the doctor's skill set can come in handy here.
Okay.
I could probably. I used to do paper mache sometimes.
I'll just use
So
the...
what if Chet is in charge of the
I-
decorations, and Celia, I think you'd be excellent at making it go viral.
Well, I can use the fingerprint of that child to make it an older version of the DNA
all right,
print.
and the drone
And then
flies
that
over
knight.
and
Yeah.
Can I modify the weapon system and give it a sword and have it stab the dragon?
that's better than my
So,
idea.
absolutely, you can. I think it's basically the same idea, just with a thematic weapon.
I didn't know that
Well,
yours
and
had
also,
a weapon. It sounds like it just
I was
got
gonna
powered it.
attach the graviton pistol, but it doesn't do damage. It just does knockback and that kind of thing. So I think a sword is.
What are
better.
they-
Well, we can probably use that as a weapon too, but
One thing at a time.
Yeah.
So make an engineering check, and
Okay.
this is your contribution here, Sprocket.
All right. So a couple of things. I think I got a. Let's see.
And then Chet and Nuvi, you still have a contribution that you can make. We'll get to you in 1 second.
Hold on.
But this
I'm in the
robot is
wrong
coming
place.
together pretty well.
Celia hasn't.
Sorry, Celia as well.
Oh, it's a 26.
26?
You said computer or engineering,
Engineering.
and also I have a class feature Tinker where it will
Reduced by 5?
I think that's just reduced by 5 to investigate, but something about hold on, let me find it. If I craft something, it determining the hardness, hit points, and saving throws, it treats its item level as 4 higher instead of
That
2
is
higher.
important. So these weapons, you get the sense that if this dragon were to try to disarm them, it would be much harder now, especially considering the quality of that other robot. This machine is coming together pretty well. So Celia, Nuvi, and Chet, what are you doing to contribute to this?
So Celia's job is to make it go viral, and spectacle is needed for this.
Absolutely.
But does it look like the dragon drone bot uses cameras or sensors? Because you said it's automated.
It is automated, and yes, you do see cameras and sensors.
Can Celia tell if those are light based?
Make an engineering check, Celia. We'll find out. That's a great question.
What else do I need to do?
And if she fails, she'll reluctantly ask for help. Are those cameras light sensitive? And she points at the dragon. I rolled a 3.
The way that cameras work is through light, and so yes, they are light sensitive.
Can I also do a check now that she's leaning over and asking?
You don't even need a check. So for you, because of the skill set that you have in your class, you know that those are cameras. Yes, you don't need a check.
That was a roll because Celia just doesn't want to ask.
Yes.
Great. Celia has an idea.
Well done, Celia.
It's gonna happen
Are
when
you?
our robot arrives on the scene.
Are you talking in the third person now? Is that a thing you're doing?
Fuck off, Chet.
Oh.
So Chet and Nuvi, what are you doing to contribute to this thing? Time is starting to run low.
I guess I'm decorating it.
Okay, go ahead. What are you decorating it with?
I guess I can give it my cool sunglasses. And
Make a disguise check if you're going to dress it up.
Sunglasses.
I mean,
So we have
I don't know
we
what
have an
else.
aged up child
We-
who is present at the con where
I don't know why Chet's the one who got put on decorating duty.
because I said
don't know.
no.
Well, I don't know why you guys think I'm wearing a fucking
What is your
tank top.
disguise? What is your disguise check?
Well, Chad, if you have something different to contribute, that's okay.
Wow.
Over on this side of the table, for what it's worth, welding goggles, sparks, there's circuitry. You can see like these nanotubes and all kinds of complex things happening. You can see Celia pulling up like social media algorithms, like doing actual research on how to make this go viral. What was your check?
I got a
Skies.
9.
Chet puts a pair of sunglasses on a Roomba. Nuvi, what are you doing?
There are a couple things I could do, so I would like your opinions on this. I could connect an energy source from our robot to me, since I'm an android, if you think that it would need additional power source.
Do I think that?
I mean, that would provide a huge edge in terms of like power. You're running these things off of these little batteries, and you would attach it to a person, like a person, something that powers a living being for life. And so, yeah, that's a substantial upgrade.
That is an excellent.
You're powering it with a child.
So how are you doing that?
I have a custom Macrolab jack that can work as a data jack.
Yeah.
And it can be installed into my brain system.
Human child.
Excellent. So you take out the mobile adapter from this device and you add it into this drone as like your teammates are working on it, implementing the weapons and things like that. And as Chet puts the sunglasses on it.
Oh, look at that.
Roll for cool check.
Oh no, he rolled already.
You guys made me roll fucking the skies.
He didn't make you do anything. You didn't have
And you're able to
different
hide this in a way
suggestions.
that from the outside, no real ability to detect this. But from the inside, this thing already, as you start it back up, it almost vibrates with power. And you would imagine that this is in pretty good shape. It doesn't look the coolest. I would say looks is the department
Can
in
I
which this suffers the most.
help with that?
You can't, because in this moment, the clock ticks down to 0.
This will
You did your
take
thing.
this will take just a spell, so 6 seconds.
Okay, so then perhaps during phase 2, you'll be able to do that.
I think the idea is.
Oh, you don't
Okay.
like the
The
sheds.
teams, yeah, the idea was really for each of you to get one thing, and Hannah was able to sneak in one, and you were able to sneak in 2. So, but each of you are prompted through a series of laser lights to bring your robots over and set them down on this little platform. As you do, the sunglasses clatter onto the floor. Right as this thing begins to go down. And you can see that based on the programming, this is going to just run over your sunglasses in the arena. It's already out of sight, already out of grip. Yeah?
My thing has a trigger.
Yeah.
The trigger is when our robot like arrives on the scene
Okay.
and the dragon is directly across from him.
Excellent. So, in this moment, the dragon opens its mouth, a mechanical roar is released, and it slowly trundles across. You can hear a single squeak on one of the wheels, not quite greased up. You can see your robot begins, you hear a loud crack as the sunglasses are just shattered beneath. And what are you doing?
Celia just like kind of like twinges and pulls on some like bits of space-time, and a bright flash of light fills the area behind our robot, causing it to be backlit.
Phenomenal.
And the creature within the area must succeed at a fortitude save.
Okay, 20.
Unfortunately succeeds,
There
but
you
whatever. Or be dazzled for 1 minute.
There
But
you go. Doesn't bedazzle, but in this moment, there is this bright light. And for everybody who is watching, you could hear the crowd just, ooh, ah, as this just is a very spectacular entrance. It's synced up with the sword just going up and being presented. And then your robot charges forward, the dragon charges forward, and a digital battle ensues. The sunglasses are nowhere to be seen. And so...
But we do have cool backlighting.
You
Maybe
do
that
have
can
very cool
contribute to the
backlighting.
decoration.
And so, as this battle concludes, with the power source of an android attached to this very small robot, they get close. It's like this very dramatic buildup, and then the sword just eviscerates straight through the dragon. The roar just goes silent in a second.
part of the child.
And the whole thing just falls apart. There's a cheer from across the crowd. You almost certainly win. And then your scores come in, and you know that this correlates with the number of coins that you get. For engineering and execution, 5 out of possible 5. For creativity and bot design, 2 out of possible.
Oh.
Excuse.
And entertainment value, 5 out of 5.
Oh.
Really where Cecilia was coming in with that explosive light show. Teamwork, 4 out of 5. And then for the viral bonus, +3 awarded at GM's discretion, you get a total of 20 out of a potential 23 points. And as behind you, little bits of confetti go off, a banner unfurls that just says winner, and beneath that in tiny text, #GotTheKnot. You can all kind of pose. There is like the ting of this little sword that goes up behind you, and you get this picture.
Is one
you
of
have 5 more points that are added.
Points?
I have.
Yes.
All right, cool. Because I wasn't. I just.
And at the end of that, with that
Figured you
selfie
would.
and the victory, you have 35 points.
Nice.
You are currently in first place.
Ooh.
The Team Combat Sports has gotten all the way up to 23. Team Glam on the board with 5 points. But otherwise, starting to fall behind just a little bit. As the confetti finishes falling down, you all now stand in the Harbinger Robotics Station. Are you continuing on towards the Astronaut Brewery?
Ooh, Circuit Temple Meditation, huh?
Wonderful work, everyone.
What's over there in the meditation
Has
tent?
it been enough time that the
Yeah.
drone can try again?
The drone reappears, and you just send it right back out, almost like a boomerang.
Yeah. He doesn't have good perception.
He's like a little sticky now, too.
Yeah. 16.
16, much better.
+0. Buddy.
So they begin to fly around.
He's a drone.
They fly over the cosplay stage, and as you are flying, you do see that behind the active cosplay competition going on right now will probably go on throughout the day, and so there's not really a break in the action. There is a banner that says the cosplay competition. It has like the logos of all the sponsors, and in very small print, #GotTheKnot. You see over in the food court, there is a little stall that says Molten Moo. And Molten Moo is a place where you dip cubes of beef into various sauces that they have. They are currently doing a collaboration with Astronaut Brewery, and though you do not see the hashtag, you would imagine that the collaborations seem to be hints at these things. You would see with a 16, especially with your drone, in the Drift Fuel Stunt Zone, there are 3 platforms. One is 100 feet up, one is 300 feet up, and the highest one, 500 feet in the air, printed atop it such that you could not see it if you were not up high with the drone. #GotTheKnot. Massive gold lettering. This is worth 15 points up here at 500 feet.
The rest are normal.
The rest are normal so far. You see currently inactive in the liftoff lenses stall. There was on some of these sample mirrors this #GotTheKnot, but currently gray. Somebody has already gotten that one. You see with the 16, a little kid, the same kid that was harassing your drone. They do not see the drone this time.
Do we have a name for him?
You don't have a name for him.
The drone listens
You can
out
see
for it.
they seem a little bit disappointed, but their parent is walking out with them, and they're opening up one of their Dorothy's Snappy Meals. And as they do, they open the toy, and inside there is a Laser Monster Kart Arena toy. They're really happy about it, but you notice falling to the ground a little #GotTheKnot insert that seems to come with every rare toy.
Let's grab that.
You see somebody steps on it and it just kind of disappears off into the crowd. You'll need to get your own toy to get one.
Can the drone chase it and try to grab it?
If they want to abandon the rest of this check,
No.
they see that there is finally at your destination, and this is kind of as you are all approaching this space, the Astronaut Brewery stall. It's a big beer stall, and they are selling like 7 or 8 different kinds of beer. You can see a big sign that says that on specially marked bottles, there is a chance that you can find one of the #GotTheKnot hashtags. And there are, at least based on the signage, 4 up for grabs in this location. So as you walk by the Circuit Temple meditation site, and Chet, you had looked out at this. This is a place where they're selling just these big circular pods that open up, very Darth Vader style, but they're meditation pods. They have like very comic music, like massage chairs. 200 credits for one of those bad boys.
Only 200
Oh,
credits?
sorry, 200,000 credits. As you continue to walk, you pass Void Rail Leather, this fashion shop off to the left, Glow Synth, another fashion shop off to the left, and then you walk by the cosplay stage into Astronaut Brewery. Second here.
Can we pause at the cosplay stage to get the hashtag?
So you can pause at the cosplay stage. What you do note here as you arrive is that the cosplay competition is in full swing. What that means is that up to set of risers on the actual stage, there is about 30 people in various costumes kind of doing little moves. You actually see Spring, somebody is dressed up very similarly to you in an Akari laser rail costume, almost identical to this person. But amongst these 30 people, they're like pretty crowded. There's about 100 people watching this competition, and so it would be very hard to sneak behind them and take a picture.
Do we know what time? I'm sorry.
It would end somewhat after the Killer Collab Coliseum, and so you would need to either interrupt in this competition, you would need to sneak behind, find some way to just be there, or if you had come directly here, you get the sense that you might have been able to enter.
I have a masked visage.
Can I just
I have a
cosplay
holographic
as
duplicate
myself?
maybe between the two of us.
People are already up doing their stuff. So there's like a whole, like, this is like a Miss Beauty pageant. You go up in your costume, you sing a song, you do an act, like, so they're doing stuff right now. You would be interrupting like a televised performance to go and get this thing and taking a selfie. So you pause for a moment. Are you doing something to interrupt this?
This is bad for my brand.
I mean,
It would be
I'm
bad for your
pretty-
brand.
We could
I don't know.
perhaps
Being
it's
those
best
social
to-
media influencers that go and like snap a selfie in the middle of a cosplay competition,
I refuse.
probably not play well.
And if I'm not there, you don't have everyone.
I think we could definitely do it.
Perhaps we can come back in a little while so that if we get kicked
Oh, is that
off-
Kato Saiba and Googie?
Googie, the protagonist of Laser Monster Card Arenas now, which I hate.
Can I go to the Astronaut Brewery and buy one of each?
You can. So you walk over to the Astronaut Brewery as everybody else is kind of gathered around the stage. For you, Sprocket, is anybody else going here?
I'll go.
Okay.
If Celia refuses to participate, there's not much point.
So you go there, everybody else follows you at like a 3 or 4 kind of pace interval.
Chet's just kind of like, ha ha ha.
This stall is a
looking around.
large, sleek, white plastic bar. The seating is reminiscent of like a Star Wars stormtrooper. You can see that there is a robotic bartender, not a real person, and they pull this robotic arm across a variety of different taps. It is 1 credit for a beer. And you can see the signage says the hashtag got the knots are located here if you buy one of the specially marked bottles, which are Astronaut Pale Ale, Power Core Porter, Way Station Wheat, and Launch Day Lager. You will need to consume it as the bottle needs to get warm for the hashtag to appear, and there's only a chance for each of these. So are you just down in these beers?
Is
Oh,
there...
I'll buy like one of each and pass them out to the group.
I
and I'll
don't
buy.
think I can I check the labels?
I remember you have a lot of allergies.
Yeah, I
perhaps
don't want
I
to
have a heightened
die.
immune response. I can more effectively consume.
Oh,
these.
very good. That's excellent. Yes.
Oh, you're
You're
a doctor
definitely
and you
invited to
drink?
the
Suddenly you have
Conference.
4 beers in your hand. You have an Astronaut Pale Ale, a Power Core Porter, a Way Station Wheat, and a Launch Day Lager. Are you just like taking them like this and just waterfalling them all?
Yeah.
How fantastic.
Is this
So,
Doctor
is this
Party.
Android? Is this an Android or a robot?
an Android,
Android.
very like well put together. This is a doctor.
Oh no,
amongst-
sorry, the person at the counter.
Oh, actual robot.
Okay.
Doctor Party.
And they just take all 4 of these and just drink all of
Elegantly.
them. It's elegant. Well, we'll see. Go ahead and make a fortitude saving throw. And I would say typically
What dice?
I would have 4 of you making 4 of these.
Nope.
This is just going to be a much higher DC.
That one.
What kind?
Fortitude.
Just one.
Yeah,
Just one.
Just one.
Okay. 12 plus.
Plus 17.
17.
Do you get any bonuses from this?
No, 17.
Okay. So in this moment, as you drink 4 beers in 6 seconds, a very predictable thing happens. You get drunk. You get pretty substantially drunk, despite your immune system. This beer is pretty average, but it's a little bit more fortified than most alcohols are, and you find yourself a little bit surprised. As you put these things down, roll a d20.
Another D20.
Yep.
Then, 19.
And with a 19, though you are substantially drunk, like you feel pretty uncomfortable. You imagine for pretty much anything that you have to do relating to dexterity, you're taking a -5 to those checks for the remainder of this convention. You're a little shitty at this moment. But
Worth it.
in your hands and on the table, all 4 of those beers have the hashtag that appears. And if you take a selfie, in this one selfie, you will get 20 points. That was not how I saw that going.
I was just gonna ask.
The doctor just dove on the landmine and got
Celia makes sure to like catch Dr. Newbie in like a good portion of the frame. Celia's still in the most of it, but
I like how you have somebody with a doctorate and you use them to get shit-faced. A skill that all of us have inherently.
And in real life, certainly could be possible.
Oh my god, yeah,
honestly,
that's so funny.
the best way to use your doctorate.
But you have found all of the hashtags in this space, and one of your party is very drunk.
Spring is gonna kind of keep an eye on any of what the doctor's up to socially, in case she needs to use her comedic timing feat
We
to
love
help. If she puts her foot in her mouth, Spring can try to help backpedal. Can't help with the dexterity, but at least if
It's the job of this seat in particular
Absolutely.
to have comedic time.
oh, really does help.
It is.
That makes sense.
So in this moment, you all know that you have about an hour and a half left until you need to report in for your score. With that boost to your points, you're sitting really comfortable at first place right now. So you feel a little bit more relaxed in your pace. If you wanted to go and buy some stuff, you certainly could.
If you don't mind, I have to check in with my sponsors. They're the BioE booth across from the Drift Fuel.
BioE.
This is why we broke up, Chad.
I thought it was because the contract was over after 4.5 months. That's what my agent said, at least. I don't know, but I also thought...
It was 2 weeks.
What?
I assume it's been like 2 weeks since the dance off.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
didn't think
but
anybody
we've
was
been
supposed to know about
dating
that.
for like 6 months now. And then you were like, okay, time's up. And I was like,
Didn't you guys
what?
sign an NDA?
What?
Why would we do that?
Spring's gonna make eye contact with Sprocket in a manner that... Oh no, we have a telepathic bond. Sorry. So telepathically to Sprocket, Spring's gonna be like, Sprocket, this seems personal. Should we go shopping?
Yeah. Should we? I'll say to the group. Do you want to go check in with your sponsors and we can go do a little shopping and maybe we'll meet at the Drift Fuel?
Do I have any sponsors here?
Well, there's also 3 hashtags around the booth where the BioE booth is.
Oh,
so
Which is where I want to go.
So BioE is here. There are hashtags here, here, and 3 here if we can get high enough.
Oh.
Okay. Well, why don't we meet up in 20 minutes at BioE?
BioE.
Well, I make a direct beeline right now there.
Okay. So you go straight past Void
Celia's
Poppard.
accompanying you.
All right, I'm going to do a lap. I'll meet you guys there.
Okay, so
Don't
the
lose
2
track
of
of
you
time, Chet.
straight to BioE. You're doing a lap, and the 2 of you are going where?
I want to go to Lumatome and Vesper Arms. Actually, what is Lumatome? Is that sounds magical?
You would know exactly what Lumatome is, and it is magical. It really helps you in the magic of reading. Lumatome is augmented novels and narrative implants that wirelessly deliver the Lumasend delivery service, unlimited novels per month for just 50 credits. But is it Mystic? No. It's very much a technology-based subscription service.
Gotcha.
Spring
In
is
that
interested in all of the stuff in this. So like the game guy demo zone and like so Spring is happy to stay around this area.
Okay.
But also whatever Sprocket wants, she'll follow him.
Chet is following the flow of the convention floor.
I have been to
Awesome.
conventions
For
like
life.
that. This is how it goes.
I'll visit Vesper Arms so I can buy her small arms.
Conventions with me are we go to the booths that we have decided to go to.
Where's Arms?
So we'll start with Sprocket and Spring. The 2 of you make your way just off into the left. You're the closest. The Game Guy demo zone has been taken over by Zeko Arcade VR. They have a full suite of games that they are excited to debut. Zeko Racer 3 is being demoed. Zeko Connecto, a puzzle game designed for the communicator that involves lining up rows of Zeko gems. You got Zeko Gecko Breeder and Zeko Connecto, a dating simulator. But there are all kinds of things that you can do over in the Game Guide demo zone.
So spring is gonna.
Spring, should we get your drone and maybe we'll do like a little segment for our podcast here with these new games?
Absolutely, Sprocket. We could also, if you like, split up. I know you have other spots you want to go to.
We should at least do something for the podcast, and the game seems like a good
Very good. We'll start
demo.
there.
Okay, so we go off to the VR to film some content for our podcast.
Okay, you film some content for your podcast. And I would say, as you are in that like general area, you spend a little bit of time looking around. You don't see any like immediately noticeable hashtags. I would say, given the fact that you're spending some time there, though, you do notice off and to the left there is a huge, like, at one point it was a actual like freighter that you could fly out into space. Now it's been landed in the convention center and hollowed out, and there's a lot of virtual reality stuff added to it. This is the Pale Trail experience. It is the Oregon Trail, but in space. It is a simulation of the Wild West of space. You can go out, if you can survive the space pirate attacks, if you can survive all the things that happened in Oregon Trail, but in space. You could win the simulation and perhaps a prize. You do note that they are teaming up with Astronaut Brewery.
Wait,
And so perhaps there is a prize there.
How long does the
game
like
guide?
how long would it take to participate?
15 minutes. So you notice that as you are doing, you're like setting up your ring light, and you do like a little bit of a video for that. For you, Celia, and for you, Nuvi, you make your way beelining it for BioWe Cosmetics. You walk past Void Pop Art, which is an entire art gallery selling physical manifestations of NFTs. You make your way past that. It's surprisingly empty. You make your way past that. You cross the largest space, the Killer Collab Coliseum. You can see like this huge sort of space. A big stage has been set up. There is glitter across the whole floor. There are like spotlights going all over the place.
As they pass the Coliseum, Celia's looking around for like great spots for pictures.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely notice in the stage proper, there is an elevated space right in front of the crowd that is the place to fight. And in fact, I would say you can see like they seem to have sort of colored the floors in ways to guide people to where would make the best shots. But you cross through there, and then you make your way over to BioWe. You do pass a glasses stand called Liftoff Lenses, hundreds of different kinds of like really pop like sunglasses, different things like that. Are you getting an additional pair?
Yes.
So you briefly stop at Liftoff Lenses because sunglasses are a thing that Celia likes. This is an augmented reality eyewear. It's a large, well-lit booth. You see backlit white walls that feature dozens of pairs of these latest trends in sunglasses. They're hard pushing the Liftoff lenses. These seem to be just the most popular thing here. They feature Liftoff OS, which allows the direct connection to the infosphere to these glasses. There are special promos that you could try on, including a con limited edition, the Sparkle Sight 4000.
Tell Celia more about this Sparkle Sight 4000.
The Sparkle Sight 4000s offer amazing features for only 3,000 credits. They also serve as a whisper comm, but on top of that, they sparkle, and they are very popular. The most important thing is that they're very popular.
Celia drops 3,000 credits on those.
Okay. You drop 3,000 credits. You put them on. Make a perception check to see how well you look.
Love that for Celia. Celia hates these sunglasses because that's a 1.
So with the 1...
Wait. No. Hold, please.
Okay.
Hold, please. I have to read a spell.
Okay. This might be a good place to use a spell.
This is a fantastic... Celia bends her luck and uses uncanny luck.
Okay.
Which bumps it up to a 2 on the die for a 5, but it's not a natural 1.
With a 5, you look... Nuvi, Make a perception check. You look over their shoulder. Celia is staring at the most beautiful thing that they have ever seen themselves. And so they're not noticing much else in this moment.
So 6.
And neither are you. You're pretty drunk at this moment. It's hard to
You
really
has been
tell.
like pulling on Celia this entire time.
Yeah.
BioE!
But you get these glasses and you walk off, and in the direction of BioE, you pass O'Dorothy's, and you make your way over to the BioE stall.
Damn, Dorothy's got a booth here.
So, BioE Cosmetics, Gene Enhanced Beauty and Biotech. This is a shimmering booth. Animated purple and black wallpaper, but very well lit, like white beauty salon tables and stations.
Before we walk up there, can I use masked visage
Yeah,
to cover my face?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
So what does it look like?
I am gonna look similar to Celia.
Okay.
6
How
pairs
similar?
of sunglasses.
Like another typical influencer, but like your
So
assistant.
exactly the same.
Okay,
There you
okay.
go.
I
So-
just wanted to be sure that it was not a duplicate.
Very much
No.
bridesmaid to the bride. Yeah, no
Great.
problem.
I feel like Celia is
Fantastic.
pleased by this.
Celia is pleased by this.
You can see there is an android working at the station. It's the same android that works at every BioE cosmetic station. This is Auntie Glow. They really sparkle in this space, and they have 6 mirrors. And actually, as you approach Celia, you notice glowing, almost neon, in one of the mirrors, #GotTheNut, engraved on the bottom. In this place,
not
there's
leaving.
tons of giveaways that are being given away. Sample pods for different skin blooms. There is scent sync patches that are thin adhesives that give you different, like almost like a perfume in a patch. You can buy Chroma Shift dermal reagents if you want to, biotech serums that might provide a little bit of a bluff or diplomacy boost. There is the Halo Crown Aura Projector. This is one of the latest things in BioE that just projects auras or visual kind of like glows off of people that are customizable. There's a vocal modulator that you could buy. Really, it's very popular for soothing ASMR and different settings like that. It also comes with overclocked idle, demonic reverb, different presets. All of that is available to purchase. What are you doing here?
Celia's checking in with her sponsors
Mhm.
because her product line is through BioE.
Mhm.
Bio.
And is also going to pick up her promotional pack.
Okay.
Because she has to have one of those.
Absolutely. So you can add Skin Bloom Biogel. Skin Bloom Biogel, single use. And it is a skin regenerating lotion. It shimmers pink and blue. And it will restore 1d8 health when applied as a swift action. Also in your little booster kit, you have a scent sync patch. This thin adhesive will release micro pheromones when activated to give +1 to a charisma check once a day. Any check. So it could be check, skill. I would say if you wanted to add it for a will save, I would allow that as well. And that is what comes in your little swag bag. For you, Chet. You take a fucking lap. What does that mean?
Oh, can I do something?
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, do we know what level this android is?
You don't. When you look at them, it's hard to tell because they look on the surface very modern, but the mechanics of them is a little bit older, and so this might be a repurposed unit.
So I look like Celia's assistant.
Okay.
As she's casually conversing with this android, I would like to use my technological biohack to understand what information this android has from BioE.
Okay. Make a cultures check.
So it's D20.
Yeah.
Is this a successful version of Echo?
What is that?
6,
9.
With a 9.
Never mind.
Maybe not.
Strengths.
You are looking, and this person.
That culture, not perception.
No.
This is cultures because you're trying to understand,
Okay.
and you're really trying to understand what this person has, but you're very drunk.
Can I just save the data?
Sure.
Okay.
You save the data. You save all the data that you pull. A sober version of you, Nuvi, will go through and will have pulled like 8,000 receipts from the store. And it's just the last part of the receipt that says like, thank you, have a nice day, and like the little hashtag thing. So not like super, super helpful. You do get the sense that there may have been something of interest there, but a little bit out of your reach in this moment. For you, Chet, what does your lap look like? Where are you walking?
So, I think since we all kind of broke off at the cosplay stage, I think Chet would go around this way and kind of get this like outside lap, and then come in here because we know Chet knows that he's gonna have to go to Drift Fuel eventually when he meets up with everyone, so he's gonna go back down on the inside of it to come up this way and then loop back up to basically get to see like most of, or rather most of the con floor.
Make a general perception check as you take this long lap.
Are you looking for your surfboard?
No, I'm holding my surfboard.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking for cool stuff. Just cool stuff. Perception?
Yeah.
25.
I mean, there's kind of cool stuff everywhere, and that's half the problem. When you look around, there's so much to do and so much to see. You had heard, though, that there was a surfing collective here. What?
That's nothing.
Where did that come from? Walking around, though, with that, what was your check?
25.
25? You would notice a couple of things. Okay, so primarily you would see... Sorry, 1 second. There is something called the Solar Drift Collective.
Okay.
You've been interested in Solar Drift because they are a surfing shop.
Oh, nice.
And you catch sight of them as you walk around, and especially on your second pass through the different stalls, you can see elements of what looks like surfboards, what looks like all kinds of different things. Are you heading off in that direction?
Oh, yeah.
We've lost Chet. Chet's there for the rest of the game.
So you can see there is
Big surfboard.
a big stand there. They are giving away stickers, first of all. A big table with different stickers.
Oh, sweet.
You can see all kinds of things. Little slogans like gravity's just a suggestion, dude. On holographic stickers that shimmer when flipped upside down. You can see that for sale here, there's a gravitic surfboard. Level 8 that does allow short-range, low-G movement across non-flat surfaces.
Wow.
You see solar foil rigs, which are sleek foil-edge magnetic like shoes, almost like water shoes, that would allow you to be a little bit more acrobatic, perhaps. And then you see these stickers; those are free. But what really takes your attention is that there is a huge wave simulator. This wave simulator, not just water waves, it can simulate gravity waves, it can simulate solar wake, and it has a dial that cranks all the way up to 11. On 11, you note a sticker that says Astronaut Brewery.
Is there a person manning this event?
There sure is. This is the third person that you've interacted with, and so I have just a list of people, and I'm just assigning them as you talk to them. There is an android that is there, seamless thin skin, glowing eyes. You can see they have a little floating holo schedule that they seem to be just kind of checking in with, but they look over at you.
Excuse me.
They open their mouth and they say, yes.
Are you looking for sponsorship deals with me? And also, gnarly booth. That wave thing, what is that? And
you say that, they look at you, they look you up and down, and they say, I just work here. But
oh, it's not yours?
I do not own this massive multi-purpose company.
Oh. Well, do you have an agent that you could get me in touch with so I can get your agent in touch with so that we could do some cool collaborations or something?
I am a temporary hire for this convention. I have been provided with a list of slogans to use. They pull up a cue card. They look at you, they look down, they look back at you, and they say, yo, These boards ride the magnetosphere like a dream, man.
Wow.
You ever caught a flare wave?
Yeah.
They hold this up. On Mercury's dark side,
Oh, yeah,
life-changing.
dude. Fuck. Yeah, for sure.
Would you like to buy something?
Can I get a sticker?
They go over and they pull a sticker right off this table and they hand it straight to you. It's free.
How much is...
It says surf in the stars since pre-gap, baby.
Oh, yeah. How much for all of the stuff?
They turn and they say, the gravitic surfboard is 8,000 credits. The solar foil rigs will be 2,500 credits. The stickers are free.
What about the wave?
They turn and they look over.
Just wants to buy the wave.
And you can see they like pull up a couple numbers on their little floating schedule and they say
No one can own the waves.
1.2 million credits.
Is the wave thing more of a thing to use, not to buy? Am I hearing that right?
It's... Have you ever seen on the cruise ships those like fake like waves?
I see.
It's that size. It's huge.
So it's more of like a demo to use the board that you buy.
There's an inverse
Chet's
surfing.
trying to buy like real estate here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can I get one of these cool boards? Can I test it on the thing?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get one of the boards and one of the other things, and then also I think I gotta contact my agent to see if I can afford one of these, but maybe if I get your agent, then we can make a deal. And
That
then I can
sounds
get that,
wonderful.
and then I can do like a promo video on it
You'll
or something with
certainly
some
do
cool
that.
moves for you.
Yes, indeed.
Cool. Awesome. Copacetic,
They
dude.
give you the surfboard. And you can mark off the 8,000 credits. This is a level 8 item. You can use this for 1 minute per day. You can break it up amongst any number of rounds. And this requires, at the very least, microgravity. So it doesn't work in true zero-G, but anywhere else.
That's cool because I control gravity.
The solar foil rigs, if you're going to wear those, they're like space blankets, but for your feet. And they will give you +5 to acrobatics checks.
Ooh. Wait, what the high reach place you get the
Cool board is 1 minute, and I can use it
Boing.
for 1 minute
A day. But you can break it up into 6-second chunks.
in microgravity.
It has to have a minimum of microgravity, yeah.
And
Non-zero gravity.
What's the movement speed on it?
It's your movement speed.
Oh, it's movement. Okay, so it's basically
How
I can
can
just
I
like
break
surf
gravity?
the skies.
Yeah, it gives you flight.
Okay, cool.
So you do that. They open up this simulated wave tunnel. You can see this difficulty goes up to 11, and 11 is marked with the astronaut. Now, if you do this, chat, you will win a pair of Solar Drift Collective sunglasses. But you will also potentially win something that has to do with this astronaut sponsorship. You would need the rest of your team to really cash in on that.
Huh.
For what it's worth.
I'm gonna hang on right there, little bro.
I work here.
Okay.
Very solid than you.
Gonna bring out my comm, and certainly there's a group chat that Chet has from
From the last time.
yeah,
Oh,
with specifically Celia, Spring, and Sprocket.
Excellent.
Gonna like beep boop boop that. Like, I hope I get service in here. Usually it's pretty tough.
So all of you get a call from chat.
Hi, I found a thing over at this place with a surfboard. And I think I could get it, but I think I need all of you, right?
There's one at the BioE booth too.
What place, Chad?
It's the Surf Drift Spar Drift Collective.
Oh, we're right
I
by
see it
that.
on the map.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. How?
I'm waving. Do you see me?
Yeah,
I just bought a new board. It's pretty cool.
Should
I'm gonna
we-
test it out.
He's holding
Next
2
day.
surfboards now. Yeah, for sure.
Should we meet at SD, then go to BioE for the hashtags group?
That
Fine.
works for me.
Okay.
We still
All
want
right,
to make
did-
a couple of stops, but might as well.
Is Dr. Party with you? I didn't get her number.
Do we have her?
Dr. Party.
You guys.
Oh, man. That's so funny.
You got Liz.
Celia's like
Oh,
conferenced
man.
her in.
brief moment where it says Dr. Party is joining the call. But yeah, no problem.
We need to have her on the show.
All make your way to meet up with Chet at the Surfboard Collective with the intention to then go back to BioWeek. You make your way there, some of you a little bit more loudly than others.
I'm riding it as soon as I get off the phone.
I took
I'm
my
going to
visage
test
off.
it out.
Okay.
But I'll be your assistant anytime you
'Cause,
want,
like,
girl.
I'm not gonna waste the ride.
Dr. Party's
I can keep going.
So make an acrobatics check, Chet, to surf this wave. You crank it up to
Putting on
11.
the
A
new
massive
gear.
gravity wave rides up. As you all approach, you see, like, Chet take this. He looks up, and the wave is like a tsunami rising up in front of them, and they're just
that's
like, cool.
cocked.
And they just go in.
That's also cocked, I think.
Stop that.
Oh, nice. Copacetic. Oh, all right. That's like, I'm really good. Hold on, because now I got a bunch of bonuses, too. Oh, that's 41.
41.
Starfinder numbers.
You just go in, you wait to see Chet just get thrashed by this thing. This wave rises up 10 times the height of your Woyoko companion, but almost as if by magic, Chet begins to rise and rise. And then you realize this is no mere surfboard. This is a flying surfboard that Chet is on. And Chet catches the very edge of this wave and then just rides it. And in this wave tunnel, it just is a infinite wave. Chet, you close your eyes, you could be on any beach. It does smell a little bit like body odor in the
I'm
convention
still
hall, but-
holding the
We're capturing
other
this content
surfboard,
for
right?
our
Oh,
podcast.
absolutely. Yeah, you
I'm still
record this.
holding my other surfboard. I'm gonna put my other surfboard back over
Surfboard sandwich.
and I'm gonna flip.
Amazing. So now Chet facing backwards, upside down, hands standing on, feet up. This board inexplicably balanced on top of your feet. You surf, and you can see in this
Just
moment
like,
Phenomenal.
a Solar Drift Collective drone surfs across the top of the wave, tiny little drone, stabilized, and it just drops a pair of these sunglasses on your face, Chet. They're upside down, but they are on your face. A little tag dangling from them, and on the tag, hashtag got the knot.
Nice.
You take a selfie as like Chet's coming down from the wave. It is like Chet like surfing by all of you waving. This could be a postcard.
Yeah.
And this does bump you up to 60 points. And because we were at 148, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back.
What's our
and we will
placement?
finish up our game. At the moment, you are in first place, but unexpectedly, Team Glam, 45 points.
Fuck
They have
Team
made
Glam.
a strong comeback, and they are neck in neck with Team Combat Sports, who is just behind them at 43 points.
So we can't rest on our laurels too much.
They have made a big comeback, and so you would imagine one of the other big challenges likely off the table. But thank you for joining us for this session of Starfinder. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We will see you then. And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, we are playing Starfinder, and you are too. As Chet gets off of this massive tidal wave, you surf to a conclusion of this, and all of you take this great selfie. You now have 60 points and a mere 45 minutes to go until you are due at the Killer Coliseum.
I remember, too, that I had the cape on still.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And then it just goes down backwards over you as you go upside down.
It's all wet now.
Can I notice Celia's sunglasses and make a perception check?
Make a perception check.
20. Dirty.
Those are some toy sunglasses.
Celia, those are some nice sunglasses you got there.
I make them better.
Celia, as you look at Chet, and Chet has these sunglasses on, you notice on the tag that hashtag glows. It almost has an aura to it. And you're recognizing that these sunglasses, they can see the hashtags even if they are otherwise obfuscated. With that 1 on your
I like that
perception
he
check
hasn't
before,
flipped them.
and with Dr. Party's 6 on their perception check, neither of you noticed it in the moment. But yeah, you were looking, and in that moment through the mirror, you probably saw another 13, 14 tags.
Sweet.
Did we take a selfie with that tag yet? On the
Yes,
sun?
you already have it. That's
That was
added
the
into your 60
surfing
points.
selfie. So noticing that she can see the tags better, but also that Team Glam is now second, Celia is going to be laser focused on trying to see where the other teams are so that she can mess with them as they're going along.
Yeah, you have been in. You haven't seen them.
Fuck.
Yeah. Weird.
We're right next to
Hate
our
that.
arms.
Are they like sneaking around trying to mess with us?
I think we're just really conceited.
Oh, look, I got some sunglasses.
No.
I walk over
You
to
don't.
Rust for arms,
Okay.
which is right there.
I also go there.
So from this place, you just walk across this main aisle to Rust Spur Arms. 1 second to pull up my Rust Spur Arms. This is a little bit of a themed weaponry dealer. So these are hand-etched mag pistols, plasma revolvers, and weathered slug throwers. Each one is a piece that is designed to look like something out of the old West, almost 500 years ago at this point. Every piece also comes with a kill history chip that details legendary duels and bounty runs that were fought with the same make and model of this weapon. You can also see that off to the right there is a targeting range to practice these new weapons. There is a target that is like 60 feet away that you could take a shot at. And I would say, well, your perception check when you were looking at those sunglasses was 22.
I don't remember.
I think it was 22. I know it was above the 20, and that's the important thing. You can see at the very end, all the way down 60 feet away on this target that's designed to look like somebody who doesn't like spending money. You can see just holding their money around them. This is CorpoCon after all, and that's the worst thing you could do. There's a little hashtag in the bottom right corner that says "Got the Nut."
Can we just walk over and take a picture of it, or do we have to print
It's
the tape?
60 feet down the shooting range. You would probably need to get that target back.
Ah, okay.
Now,
So-
on
So
sale
shoot and
here,
then put it back.
there are 2 different weapons that are for sale. There is the semi-auto pistol. This is designed to look like a little bit of an older, sort of like, not quite a revolver. There is a revolver that is featured as well. This is a rotating pistol called the Rustbuster rotating pistol. Both of these are nice weapons.
I'm gonna buy one of them for my drone, but which one do you want, Sprocket?
So you said one was a semi-automatic pistol, and the other one was a
Rotating pistol, a revolver.
revolver. A revolver. I'll take the revolver.
This revolver is a level 11 rotating pistol, advanced. This is a 23,000 credit item.
I will buy
There
it.
you go. You buy this pistol, you pay credits, you get goods.
I'm gonna buy the other gun and attach it to my drone.
This is a level 10 semi-auto pistol. That is 18,000 credits.
Awesome.
Do you have the stats for the gun handy available?
They might be.
I don't, but they're on Hephaestus.
Oh, okay.
Semi-auto pistol level 10 for Hannah, and then a rotating pistol advanced, which is level 11 for you.
So if are we all like separate and going shopping again? Or
Oh, you
No, I
guys
think
are
we're
all
together.
We're walking.
That's just
over
right across
together.
the way.
Hold on, let me just test this real quick, and I think I might see a hashtag if I can hit the target.
I'm kinda hungry. I think I'm gonna go to the food company.
Hold on.
Wait 5 seconds.
Okay.
Let's stay together.
Add a character. The time that we spend if we split up is like the same as if we were like together. So I think we should probably stay together so that way we don't have to regroup to get the hashtags.
Like, because if we do 5 and you do 5 and you do 5, then it's
You lose time
even
overall.
even
losing time
though
overall.
in real life it would
Weird
be,
how that
yeah.
happens. It's
Yeah.
almost like I finally figured out a way.
Right? It's
Just
it's
stick
actually
together.
very clever. Especially with Chet here.
Game design. So are you all making your way in that direction?
Oh no, I want to shoot the target and see if...
Make an attack roll. You
Alright.
pull
Might be a
this
vending
pistol,
machine,
you
too.
put the little earbuds in.
Do I get any bonuses from the pistol itself?
Do you have, if you have proficiency, you're getting whatever you would get from your base attack bonus.
Okay, I think it's a 23.
With a 23, you shoot a couple times and you see 3, 4, 7 light up, but you can't get a high enough score to earn your target back as a prize. You can see, try again, lights up,
Can I try?
and it just falls down. You hear a as that paper target is shredded below. Another one just drops down. Make an attack roll.
Does the other one have the thing on it too?
You would imagine.
Okay. Alright, attack roll with my long gun. Okay. So it's just D20. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no.
It's your glasses.
25.
25. Okay. So with the 25, you shoot, and you get a very similar cluster as your partner. Not quite high enough to be able to get this back. It is shredded just as well.
Wait, I have a feat that. Wait, hold. I'm so sorry. 1 second. No, I got rid of
It's
it.
the
Never
same-
mind.
it's-
I swapped it for something different.
Can I try again, or is this really just a one-time
You can try again, but I mean, you've already missed once. You
If
were
you're
not super close to getting exactly what you needed. You weren't super far either.
if you're
We
looking
did get a
for
wheel.
if you're looking for
For Dr.
more
Who.
hashtags, there's a bunch around my sponsors booth. My sponsors booth also has one.
So,
Okay.
okay. I will walk away with my new shiny gun.
You walk away with your new shiny gun. No more points, but a new shiny gun.
What's it called again? You said it was
It's a rotating pistol advanced.
rotating. Thank you.
I don't know why they couldn't just say revolver, but they didn't. They chose rotating pistol. Thanks, Paizo. So you are all now at Rusper Arms. Beneath you, there is Praxis Dustware, a place that sells a lot of different like leather duster jackets and things like that. There is Red Trace Systems. This is a stall that is specifically for algorithms and social media followers. You can see things that boost and promise boosts in the hundreds of thousands. They're out to lunch, and so unfortunately this stall is closed. The only of all 57 that is closed for lunch for the entirety of this one shot. Beneath that, you see Driftflix, which they have a bunch of little memory cards that have like most up-to-date movies available that you can just take and go. And they're trying to sell a subscription service, very much like Netflix. Retina Forge has an on-site surgical suite, and they are providing cybernetic implants in-house right now. If you buy them, they will put them in. That will take about 20 minutes, and so worth considering.
I'm interested in visiting now.
You see a couple of things off in that direction. What you also see is the Drift Fuel site. And I would say, since you're looking out, Celia, you note that hashtag that was glowing gold up above, no longer. It looks as if somebody has done this challenge.
All
Makes
three
sense.
of them? Squad.
Yeah, all three of them currently gray.
Ah, no, the top one too?
The
Hollywood
top one,
Land.
too.
Oh, I wanted to go up there. 500 feet drop. So.
That might have been the hardest one to get anyway.
Oh, no
But you find
way,
yourself
that's
now
easy.
outside of Galaxyware, and between
I'm
Galaxyware
gonna
and Drift.
do it. I'll still do it.
Are we continuing just on to BioWe to get the things that Celia mentioned?
As we're walking along, Celia is also looking out for like armor, knowing that we are in first place and
Sure.
we're going to be
We're going
in combat.
back to BioWe. I'm going to use my mass visage again to look like Spring's
Okay.
sister or something.
Okay, you just become another drunken twin.
There's
Um,
also next to those. There's a thing at O'Dorothy's and a thing at Liftoff.
That's where we're going.
I figured because we're going here, we
Is
can
tight-
just loop
Oh,
around.
Sorry.
That's what those are.
Is tight-
Celia also got the lift-off lenses one.
Right.
Is Titan Glide like boardwalks?
You said Titan Glide?
Yeah, is Titan
You
Glide
would actually know that they're a
boardwalks?
travel company. I would say you
Ah.
most would know that's a
Haha.
travel company.
Oh, maybe I could get an endorsement from them to then get more stuff.
So where are you all going?
Bio, we get the picture.
Yeah,
You go to
following Celia.
BioWe.
Yeah,
I'll go
I
to
would love-
BioWe, but then stop across because it's right next to Titan Glide.
Okay, so you start by going to BioWe. So you return to this place that you have been previously.
Is it the same android?
It is the same android. You can see bleach blonde, this anti-glow unit.
Can I try to download data again?
Yeah, go for it. Make another check. And if you're trying to do that, I would say make a computers check.
Okay. Computers. So D20.
Is helping a thing in this in Starfinder?
14.
It is.
that-
So go ahead, make a computers check.
Give your
Say.
computer's modifier there.
13 plus 1.
Oh.
29.
With a 29, you were able to help. You watch as the party doctor begins to kind of like go over and
Dr. Parker.
remotely engage in
Agent
elements
Dr. Parker.
of like hacking essentially, and seeing this, you just turn them away. You keep them from frying this stall's systems, from completely making it inoperable. With the natural one, typically something really bad happens. And you prevent that bad thing, but you are unable to access this cosmetic company. Something is really suspicious because they have hardened defenses unlike you've ever seen. But you cannot learn what that is in this moment. All of you gather around the sample mirror, and with Celia, you can take a picture. And you notice that nothing happens. Celia, in your absence, somebody has claimed.
Oh no! Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna go over here.
Maybe
about
unrelated,
the other
but
day?
Team Glam Squad is up to
What?
53 points now for what it's worth.
53.
Yeah.
What about the ones at O'Dorothy's and Liftoff Lenses?
You can go over to O'Dorothy's. Celia already got the
grabbed
lift
Chad
off
and
I
lenses.
have the lift-off lenses. It's the
You-
lenses themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, we already did the.
You have the O'Dorothy's Burgers stall right in front of you. You can turn around and go there. This is a galactic comfort food, large restaurant chain, reds and yellows. They have replicated one of their franchise restaurants into one of these booths. They sell burgers, they sell chicken, they even sell aquatic protein, fries, shakes, and space cola, along with their Snappy Meals. And one of you had seen within the drone, some of these Snappy Meals contain one of those little inserts.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy a Snappy Meal.
Mark off 5 credits. Mark off 5 credits and
Me
roll a
too.
d6.
Are Snappy Meals on my list of edibles?
No,
Damn.
certainly not. There is all kinds of
I
stuff.
can't have anything.
Oh, Dorothy's?
I
No,
can't
they.
have anything at
No,
Dorothy's.
no, you can't even really look at it.
5.
How much did it cost? I'm
5.
sorry.
5 credits.
I got a 4.
Okay.
4.
Sprocket and Spring, each of you, as you pop open your Snappy Meals, inside there is a Stellar Duelist ID badge and clip-on arena token. This is a wearable ID badge. There's a little holographic dual license for the game Laser Monster Card Arena. It doesn't functionally really do anything, but it does come with an uncommon card, Stellar Duelist Emblem. It's something that would work in this trading card game.
Nice.
But there is no hashtag there. But for you, Party Doctor, as you pull yours open, there is a Plasma Fang Draco spinner. This is a spinning top that is shaped like a cybernetic dragon. When you pull the tail, it serves as like a ripcord and a launcher, and the dragon flies out ahead and has these little light up effects. And it comes with a rare card, the Plasma Fang Draco, Core Fire Evolution. And it also comes with a little insert that has a Got the Knot hashtag, as that is a rare card. You take that picture, and that brings you up to 65 points.
Haha.
Where are you going next?
Great work, everyone.
Ooh, I see Max and...
Alright, well, I want to go
Isn't
and try to get a sponsorship deal because my agent said that I gotta try and get some more money because this is a good place to network.
Celia, you are
you're-
looking for armor.
Armor, yes.
From where you are at the Bio-E-O'Dorothy's intersection, often in the corner, you see Crawlspire Security Solutions. They have a number of mannequins in all shapes and sizes that have different armors on them.
If I see them looking over, different spots, Spring is gonna be like,
I did see a hashtag in the food court at Molten Moo. Perhaps we should stop off there before we split up again?
Fine.
Should we split up though?
We shouldn't split up anymore. Sounds
Before we
we've
go
already,
shopping
We've already
again.
missed out on one hashtag because we split up, so we should stick together.
What time do we have to be ready for the competition?
2:45, we have
30 minutes.
Okay.
Alright. So we go to the Moo.
You go to the food court. You pass the Neurobite Nectar Bar. You pass the Taco Cloud. You even pass the Slurp Den. Very empty is the Slurp Den.
Yeah, food is
It's heated noodles.
Can I eat anything at any of these places?
The Neurobite Bar is nootropic cocktail bars with like brain boosting neon test tubes. You get the sense that that's very much not something that you can have too processed. The Taco Cloud is molecular gastronomy food that is synth street meat. Probably not something to eat.
Oh.
The Grav Grease. They have a 0G burger served in sealed bags. That might be something that would be safe for you to eat. You could check with your agent. There's Tesseract Tacos. There is Ort Cloud Creamery. There is Chella Chow if you want some skittering shellfish-inspired street food from the Planet of Vesk 7. The only thing that you know for sure that you could eat is the Ration Reboot. It is military-style MREs reimagined as gourmet, in many quotation marks, fusion bowls with edible data packets on top. Loved by androids and those with more sensitive stomachs.
I also have an injection. I'm an injection expert, so if you want to eat anything and then have a reaction, I can inject you afterwards.
Oh, I don't need to get injected to have a reaction from eating anything. Thanks, though. I usually have a
is
reaction.
Molten Moo around?
Molten Moo is around, so you make your way to Molten Moo. Here, this is a stall where they are grilling steaks, little cubes of steak, over a steel bucket of what looks to be magically heated magma. It cooks very quickly. You get a nice crispy crust and a very, some would say, raw interior. There is currently a challenge running at Molten Moo.
Ooh.
If you use their hottest dipping sauce, this is the Molten Moo Con sauce, and it's important. There's a waiver that you need to sign.
Okay.
Your party is ready to party.
If you sign the waiver, you eat the con sauce, and you are able to keep it within your body. For 30 seconds, you will be able to get a Molten Moo Madness t-shirt, which has a Got the Knot hashtag on it.
Dr. Party,
I have toxic toxic proof skin.
That might help.
Is it inside your body as well? Couldn't hurt, of course.
Is there an ingredients list on the bottle that I could check?
You can see the person working here is Lashinta, who has like bubblegum pink hair. They have chrome painted nails. They look at you and they go, "Oh, look at you with the tank top and the shorts and literally nothing else. You came here looking like you came out of a bargain bin. Hey, bestie, what did you want?"
What?
Whoa.
That was very
Is Chet
rude.
being nagged?
Chet is being
A little
nagged.
bit, yeah.
I don't appreciate the tone with which you've addressed me currently, so I don't think I'm going to continue this interaction. Have a nice day,
That's a
lady.
huge word for you. Somebody who's wearing socks and flip-flops, but
You
okay.
I'm surprised that someone who's
see,
spending their life
Celia
working
just
in
kind
a
of like picks up a
convention
hand and is just
is
like,
going to be talking down to someone as unfazed as me. Have a good day, lady.
Have fun being unfazed by a 17-year-old.
All right,
Celia
that's
picks up-
wonderful.
you see Celia's hand twitch a little bit as she uses psychokinetic hand to like take a condiment dish and go right in his face.
Okay, go ahead.
Into my
Make a
face?
Chet, make a reflex save.
Is this at the Moo place?
Oh no, not in Chet's face.
Oh, whose?
In the kid's face.
Oh, okay.
Only Celia can bully Chet that way, contractually.
And Chet, as you turn around, they say, have fun being unbothered by a 17-year-old. They just get hit right in the face by elements of this condiment cup. Roll a d6.
See,
I got
the
something after
universe
this.
has a way of expressing itself in ways that will align your attitude.
3.
With a 3, it is just a garlic parmesan sauce. It is not the molten mousse sauce that you
Damn.
splash straight in their eyes. And it's good because they let out a shriek. They drop down to their knees. They like begin to scrub it off. They begin to yell assault. You probably want to leave, but it's entirely up to you. Yeah.
Can I use
Psychokinetic
comedic
hand?
timing, please?
What?
So after this has all gone down,
Yeah.
can Spring try to make a diplomacy check?
You can. Make a diplomacy check.
That's gonna
And
cool
she's
guy
gonna
walk
be
away.
like, well, Spring is better at diplomacy than Hannah, but she's basically gonna be like,
I got you.
Chet's good at diplomacy.
you know, aren't cons awesome? Like people just like kind of really getting into character, you know? Like, thank you so much. You're such a good sport.
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay, that's gonna be 27.
Okay, with the 27, very diplomatic are you. You approach, and you are holding up this camera. You were just shooting videos with Spring. You say this, and they look at you. They have red eyes. They have this sauce coming down their face. Like they're almost certainly going to have some kind of like an infection from this. Celia got them like right in all of the sensory organs.
Nice.
But they look up at you, and while still weeping, suddenly you see, despite all of this, a little bit of a smile crack, and their eyes are laser focused on the camera, and they just go, "Is this a hidden camera show?"
And Spring's gonna be like, she's gonna do like a Mr. Beast situation,
You just got
and she's
punked.
gonna be like, say hi to our viewers. Now you were such a good sport. And she's going to fish out 100 credits and pass it off to him and be like, wasn't he awesome, viewers? He won the prize.
They completely ignore that. You take all your credits back
Oh.
as they just they try to grab the camera, but they're covered in sauce. So they stop, and they just still like crying very much. Are just like, "Hi viewers, it's me, Jinx. I'm just so happy to be here." And they're like full on weeping. They are in a tremendous amount of physical pain. This is the kind of thing that would probably send somebody home for the day, but they are sitting here doing a video now for you.
I'm gonna step in and use injection expert to help this guy out, so we don't get a bad reputation.
Chet's going over and type
Make a
glide.
medicine check.
As a
Psychokinetic
D20?
hand.
Yeah.
It's invisible.
And being an injection expert, take a +8
What
conditional
was this
modifier.
for?
This is a medicine check.
So 12
It's just karma.
plus 12
Yeah.
plus 6, 18.
18. With an
It's the guy on
18.
the screen.
I don't think that includes the 8 that you gave.
With a conditional 8 modifier for that, you step up to them.
12.
Oh,
Yeah, you probably want to roll the full d20. Gives you 8 more numbers to use.
16 and
Yeah, we like that.
and what was it? Medicine 6 and 8.
Yep.
Okay.
So
30.
30. With a 30, you step up and you use a technique that you use sometimes for fun. You're Dr. Party here. Use a floating needle technique, which something that is actually tremendously challenging to learn. I tried to learn once and it's really hard. It looks like you just kind of snap and the needle leaps from your hand and into their arm. They don't even notice it. They don't even feel it. And you inject them with a little bit of something to make them feel better. And for you, as you talk, it's as if the viewers heal them. The little bits of sauce are flushed away from the tears. They get a little bit of a tinge of red to their face, like a glow from the sauce that was in their eyes. Less physical pain, and now maybe a little bit more emotional from being embarrassed in front of Chet. But otherwise, they're no longer hurt. They are no longer calling for assault.
Can we do the challenge?
Yeah, it's a challenge.
I would say, sure. Who's attempting the challenge? They wrap up. They give you the camera back. And Dr. Party, you're trying this challenge?
Yes, I
Make a
am.
fortitude saving throw as you eat this molten hot
Is it
piece of
D20?
meat.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what am I looking for?
Oh boy.
13.
Ah, jeez. That's an 18.
18.
18. With an 18, you eat this, and instantly, it is the hottest thing that you have ever eaten, and then it truly begins.
So I have a heightened immune response as well.
You do. Oh, you do. So with that, add 5 to that 23. Is there anything else anybody could do to help? You can see in this moment, the party doctor is having a meltdown. They are just on the verge of losing it, and you can feel your stomach become liquid almost instantly. This is going to be leaving in a direction pretty soon if somebody can't help you.
What's your intelligence score?
My
Is it at least 12?
I got one that can go ahead of that if you want to hold on
go
to
for
that.
it.
Seeing like the meltdown countdown start on Dr. Party.
Yeah.
Celia just kind of like flicks back through like her mental overview of other realities and pulls out one where Dr. Party does a little bit better, and I spend a resolve point when an ally within range fails an attack roll, skill check, saving throw, or ability.
Incredible.
That ally can immediately reroll the failed check.
There you go. I like that.
Oh boy.
Is that worse?
All right.
Damn.
So
Do it again.
Good idea.
I could, but also not to her.
Can I be like, can I try to soothe mentally the meltdown that is happening without being able to do anything about the physical? Like try to get Dr. Party into
You
a state
can try,
of mental...
but there's no roll happening because it's not going to work.
I have
Can I run over to the
cyber
medication?
medicine booster.
Wouldn't be helpful unless you had something that you could use in terms of medicine on you for that.
Okay.
You have something you wanted to do?
yeah, I have a feature called Brain Hacker, so I am monitoring because she has of higher more. Certain spells now also work on bio beings as if they were technological, and I want to cast Make Whole, which heals hit points. So whatever damage that's being happened, I'm gonna try to just heal it in real time.
In this moment, make a mysticism check. It's a relatively low DC. You're doing something a little bit against what the spell is written to do, but I like it. It just requires a little bit of finesse.
16.
With a 16, you exceed what you needed by 1.
Wow.
In this moment, you feel your stomach become liquid, and it is going to come out in 1 or 2 directions, potentially both at the same time, and with great force. But
Oh, now we're partying.
you feel it begin to roll, and instead of coming up in one direction or the other, it is like a reactor that just kind of churns. It's not comfortable. You don't feel good. But as your body tries to reject this substance, from an outside influence, it heals itself at a similar rate, and you never get to a point where you have to projectile vomit across this space.
Hey.
You do not succeed at the challenge. You do kind of like drool a little bit of it out. You do have to spit out what's in your mouth, but you do not violently shit yourself before having to be on stage. And that's a win we can
That is a win for sure.
Now, is anybody else going to try this? I will say you were very close.
What kind of check
Shitting
was it?
myself?
No, to succeeding.
Oh, damn.
This is a fortitude
Roll
saving
again
throw.
on that original.
Did I get the bottle?
16 plus 8 plus
I probably...
23 total is what you got.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
It's spicy.
All right.
I could try, but I don't want to. I also don't want to be shitting myself.
Do I need to do
I could also
this?
heal you too, as well.
All right, I'm
You want to
gonna...
just try it, and then
I'm gonna try it.
all right.
Okay.
Swings like.
Make a fortitude
"Alright,
saving
team."
throw.
And I will
Feeling
prep
good
to
about this.
make whole if it looks like it's going south.
19,
Pun intended.
19, no!
How spicy could it be?
With the 19, apparently pretty spicy, you see this Bernary just light up. They become almost like on fire. And is there anything you can do to fix that 19?
Not unless I am a machine.
Make a mysticism check, Vincent, as you try
You are
to
a
keep
machine.
your partner from embarrassing themselves.
22.
With the 22, you actually soothe elements of this burn. There is you allow them to tolerate it enough, but you still need to spit the food out. You cannot tolerate this. It is like this is chemical warfare. It's not food.
Well, chat, see how this team is
I'm chugging
doing
it.
good?
Oh,
23.
with the 23, you fail.
Damn, because my
Oh, no.
fucking allergies.
Again! Make whole!
It's probably higher. That's not spicy at all.
16.
Throat
Again,
clogging.
by 1, you succeed in keeping Chet from shitting himself. You guys really pushing the line on this.
Kind of spicy.
Celia, I think it
Oh.
might be your turn.
don't want to. I'm on a
All right,
milkshake
that was a
cleanse.
little bit spicy.
I think it might be time to abandon this one. What do you think, chat? What does the chat say on the...
Make a cultures
Oh.
check.
I say it was pretty spicy, but not that spicy.
Chat, not chat.
What?
Oh,
Chat. Yeah, no, that's me.
Can I
I
help?
know.
It's an 11.
Sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make a
'cause we're
cultures
on
check.
together.
You are
Yeah.
you're on together. Take the higher of your two rolls.
15.
With the 15. There's so many suggestions from chat that you kind of get lost in it. You see lots of important advice. There's stuff that comes up that's questionable as well. You know,
I
you could just
think
kill her. And
We
take
should
it.
go.
comes up, but nothing super useful with the 15.
We should move on.
You could kill her and take it though.
I do not want to.
I'll
Billy-
go
Billy.
check out Titan Glide.
Hold on.
No, moving on.
You want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to get armor.
fair enough.
We have 15 minutes.
So where are you going?
Good point.
Wow, armor might be good for not dying if we have to fight.
Going over to Krellspire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make sure we get the armor.
You make your way up to Krellspire. You pass the Gigabyte Digitizer. You pass the Dark Matter drones, a number of different drones off and to the right. You pass Maxim Tech, which selling all kinds of different like thruster models. They have different like blown up engines that have been taken apart to allow to show the different workings in each of them. And you make your way up to Krellspire Security Solutions. Krellspire has all different kinds of armor on these different sized mannequins for display. They have a couple of non like combat items, but the combat items are the things that you're really looking at here. Cilia, you see Vanguard Microblade suits. This is a form-fitting suit that can be reinforced with these little armor fibers. This can go over any armor that you're already wearing, and this will provide a +2 to your KAC and EAC. It also grants a +3 to reflex saving throws. And this can all be yours for a mere 38,000 credits.
Ha ha.
Nope.
Oh, cool.
If you wanted to spend a little bit more,
Wetsuit.
you could buy a Sentinel Bodyguard
cannot.
drone. This is a drone that the Security Solution sells that follows, protects, and records its owner during social or combat situations.
Damn.
Excuse me, does this
a little
come
bit too
in
much.
an orange or yellow?
It does not. It comes in silver or black.
Oh,
The money, take it.
I'll take the suit.
You'll
I'll
the
take a
suit?
sit because I don't have anything to wear for right now.
Chuck, I'm wondering why.
Sorry
Just
to
in general.
Well, I'm a
Cheaper,
pacifist by
Joe.
nature.
No,
so
in this place, the stuff is pretty
I don't
expensive.
have a
You do
need
see
for armor.
there is a row of what look like
My
light armor,
soul
probably, in a couple different
is armored
configurations also.
by the experiences of life.
Anything to suggest a collab with Aeronaut?
Nothing that you can see in this space.
Okay. So do you guys bought the suit, right?
Yeah.
Can I go back to Maxim Tech and see if there's anything that we can buy for the show, but also tags?
This is one of the very few places where there's nothing for sale or to be given away. It is just sort of demo models of these thrusters, and you can buy the thrusters on order to like your ship, but nothing for the con specifically.
Gotcha.
Was it Firewalls or Pyroflux had the like force field type thing?
Firewalls,
And that's, remind me, Starfinder force fields need to be installed in armor.
correct.
While we're at this one, is there anything cool at Glow Tide? Because I'm thinking low tide, glow tide.
That's definitely what's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Is there
As you think about that, Chet, you're on to something. Low tide, those are the same thing. But actually, Glow Tide Biocosmetics, they're high-lux nano-cosmetics. Adaptive skin sheens, mood-reactive lip gloss, dermal smart glitter, all kinds of things.
Is there any,
That's
more,
cool.
any more armor vendors here?
You would know that Praxis Dustwear has some like armor jackets, but not like specifically armor. I would say outside of that, you probably wouldn't be able to get in, but Nihilware Corpo Couture is reserved for tier 5 influencers, which none of you are.
What tier are we?
You're all like you're either tier 1 or tier 2.
Okay.
Maybe we
Very
can
technically,
go
Chet has the
talk
highest
about it.
following, still tier 2.
I could go try to talk to him
Well,
if you want.
let's think about using our last 11 minutes wisely.
All right, let's go.
No,
Should we
Chet,
go see?
wait a
Hold on.
moment. Wait, Chet, please.
Should we go see if the Space Cola challenge has been done? I believe that was. what
I
Ken
can't
told-
drink space cola. It's also terrible for you.
Spring's just gonna embed her little otter claws in his arm and bring
Ow.
him along to where
Ow.
we're going.
Ow.
Okay, no problem.
Can we go to Space Cooler
Ow.
and see if the challenge is done?
You certainly can.
That's all right, Chet. Don't worry.
You make your way over to the Space Cola Challenge, and the Space Cola Digimixer, one of the harder things to do. This has not been claimed. So this is a red plastic-coated booth with white lettering and accents. Hyper-caffeinated beverages are here, including limited edition flavors just for this convention. You can see Space Cola Nova Nectar, you have Cryo Chill, Wormhole Drift, and Dark Matter all take center stage here. But what everybody is excited about is Space Cola Gene Code Edition. You can see that at the moment there are two that are up there. There is Space Cola Gene Code Glam Gusher and Space Cola Gene Code Team Combat Sport Blueberry Beatdown. This has been completed twice before, but the prize is still available. They have not successfully completed it. They do have sponsored branded drinks out for their team. You get the sense that probably neither taste especially good. One looks very flat. Behind them, you see a flashy plexiglass enclosed space styled like a mad scientist lab meets a rave lounge. And suddenly,
Sounds like my kind of party.
this liaison pops up. Hello, Team Orion. Your team can be locked in the Digimixer chamber. A glowing vat of proto-nutritional slurry is on standby for your use. Your task will be to recreate the correct DNA sequence to synthesize the new flavor of Space Cola, or risk it exploding in a sticky, acidic nightmare.
Ah.
I think we can do this.
Yeah, we can definitely. Do
As a
this.
word of warning,
Ah.
this is highly biomutagenic. Be
Oh.
cautious, as failure may result in spontaneous mutations.
That
I don't
sounds
think we'll
terrible.
fail.
I would
What's up,
rather
Celia?
do.
Waiting for Joe.
Yeah.
Celia immediately flips open her communicator and uses Akashic download to pull information about Space Cola and Space Cola's recipes, and I get a +4 bonus to recall knowledge on the skill check.
So the way that this will work is that everybody has a chance to contribute to the production of this. So hold on to that. Hold on to that +4 for the cultures. Celia, you begin to download information. You go over everything about Space Cola. You know that there's flavors that are not listed here. You know that they probably have Space Cola Comet Cream, the vanilla cream twist with little crystals that pop on your tongue. You know that there's probably a Solar Storm or two here as well. And with those forbidden insights from the Space Cola world, you'll have a little bit of an edge. What are the rest of you doing?
Just, I'm so sorry. So is there like a machine that we're using to dispense the various?
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
big machine with all these different levers and gears and all these kind of different gauges and things on them.
Excellent.
And we're trying to replicate what?
You are trying to replicate something called Space Cola Gene Code Edition. And on the table, there is a formula that you can read. This formula, it is coded in thymine, cytosine, guanine, and adenine, these different sort of building blocks of life. In the correct order, by replicating it, you would be able to reproduce. And this, for some of you, I would say mostly for you, Dr. Party, there is really troubling implications for this. This means that this, at some level, this Space Cola has like DNA in it. There's something like immediately that is ethically concerning about that, perhaps. But putting that aside, you see a countdown begin, and you have a very limited window to be able to produce the reproduction of this equation.
I'd like
Could
to
I
observe.
cast Identify to help with figuring out this equation?
You absolutely can. So, as your part to this, as the time begins to tick down, you cast Identify. And in doing that, you can see that amongst this formula, you have a opportunity to create Space Cola, but binding any element of thymine with cytosine in a repeating manner will ultimately produce something called synth juice. Other names for this include battery acid, which you really don't want to consume. And looking over at Team Combat Sports Blueberry Beatdown, that is what they have done. You do not want to do that.
I relay that.
And you imagine the +4 bonus that Celia will add is now a +8 bonus. Anything else? Yes.
I'd like to jack into the machine with my rig, which has advanced AI now at this point, and see if I can make a check to determine, is the correct sequence programmed in, and
Okay.
can I find it?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a computer's check.
Nice.
30.
With a 30, you are able
That's
to
a 40.
catch.
40.
With a
Sorry.
40, you are able to catch and then bypass a countermeasure. If you had rolled a 30, you would have triggered, because they do not want people breaking into this machine
My
and doing
husband.
what you are doing. This would have released a spray of space cola across this entire space. You all would have been covered in this kind of goo, but you disable that and you reach past it and you find that there is no pre-established formula in here. That would be a little bit too simple. But I would say for that, and ruling out the fact that you might be able to preset this to certain conditions, that now becomes a +10 conditional modifier to whoever now tries to make this. Yes.
So my primary field of study is genetics.
It seems like maybe you should be the person to make this then. So let's save you for the end.
We're all building modifiers for you so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you get a plus to your check.
Once again, your team is gathered around. You're in a space brightly lit. You're in a space of science, and this is not a space that you belong in. Last time they had you put sunglasses on the drone, and they yelled at you for it. Here, they haven't explicitly told you what to do. How are you contributing to this?
I feel like my best contribution might be not to contribute, because can I like put a label? Can
you
is there, like-
design the label?
I don't know.
Spring be handing him getting tool, passing tools back and forth, like he holds her tool bag and she's
I wouldn't do that. I would go over to the place right next door and look at Titan.
So she looks around to tell him how to get involved, and then she's like, and he's gone.
Well, I
So just
wouldn't
kind of
do
wandering
that.
around, just like looking around on the outside.
I mean,
You have all been trapped in here and so concentrated, you look up, Chet's on the outside of the plexiglass, just like wandering around, like talking to people, just having a great time.
Distracting others.
Definitely distracting others.
He's
I
just
will
so
say,
dewy that he squeezed through.
at every step in this process, there is a chance for something to go wrong. Not doing something when you have already built a +10 modifier might be the right choice. So in this moment, you do nothing. For you, Dr. Party, you now have this machinery built up. The infrastructure of the computer has been modified to simplify everything, and several combinations of these genes have been marked for you as being inefficient or otherwise very bad. Is there anything that you want to do to aid yourself in this process, or do you simply want to try to create the formula?
Let's go, Dr. Party!
I have so biohacker level 3 is Spark of Ingenuity, so I can expend 2 uses of my biohack ability, combining the effect of 2 biohacks into a single effect.
Phenomenal. Okay.
One of them I would like to use is Strange Anatomy. It also says for Spark of Ingenuity, I can alter the biohacks to work in a different way determined by my scientific method.
Fantastic.
So Strange Anatomy is usually used on myself, my own physiology.
Yeah.
But in this particular instance, I would like to examine the anatomy of this particular DNA.
Absolutely. So go ahead and make a life sciences check.
Is that D20?
Yeah.
14 plus
Nice.
11 plus 19.
Okay. And then you're adding +10 for the combined efforts of all of these different things, which brings you up to a 43. And with the final words of "You could do it, Dr. Party," echoing in your
Let's
ear,
go, Dr. Party!
you take a +1 conditional modifier to make it a 44. And easy for you. You replicate this formula and you do it in a way that is correct. A fizz appears. This is a very brown looking liquid, the way that it should be. The other one is flat. One of them looks a little bit kind of almost like sparkling with an opalescent hue. This looks like soda. And in and of itself, that is probably a victory. What are you flavoring this as?
You guys pick.
We pick.
Ooh, can I
There we go.
think
Chet
of the
picks.
best flavor to elicit the feeling of a tropical breeze as you ride along The most righteous way.
Like
Absolutely.
a pina colada.
I was literally thinking
Ooh, I
that.
like that. That's good.
Culture check.
It's Chet's Tropical Breeze.
Oh, I like that.
Is that what you're going to name it?
Wait, no.
It's Chet names it if he's picking the flavor. Or Dr. Party's Tropical Breeze.
Picture a tropical breeze as you float majestically across the waves of a space wave.
That name's too
So
long.
they yell that, you hear all this input, but for you, Dr. Party, you are the
Probably
one that gets to
passion
enter the
fruit.
words. What are you naming this?
Orion Tropical Breeze.
Orion Tropical Breeze. And all of a sudden, next to Glam Gusher and TCS Blueberry Beatdown, there is Orion Tropical Breeze.
Hell yeah.
And as you submit your flavor, one sec to pull up my scoring mechanism here.
I would drink that.
Yeah, I would
Sounds
do.
delicious.
You see your score increases to 85 points.
Hell
We
yeah.
invented Baja Blast.
And at this moment, at 2:45, you see this personal assistant pop up. The emoticon flashes, and they say, "Congratulations! You are in first place. You have a space in the Killer Collab Coliseum. Please report to the center of this of this convention." There's so many C words in this. Of this convention to compete in the final challenge. Once again, congratulations on not being banned from the convention. They begin to float off towards the center. You can hear a commotion, and you see a very muscular Vesk covered in different shields being escorted out by security. They're, like, no joke, at 2:45, they are out. You can make your way towards the center of the space.
Like they would have won if we hadn't gotten
No,
this
they
extra.
got-
Oh, they just got last place.
They got last place. You would have been in second place, however, if you had not gotten that last 20 points.
Oh, I see.
Celia pulls out like one of her face mists and like starts up her little like assist like little stream, and it's like, we just won the CorpoCon challenge and we're about to head into our Killer Collab Coliseum, and she like moves it back so that the 4 people are like in this section of the frame, and I'm prepping by moisturizing my skin with my dewy moisturizer. It makes your skin so dewy.
Meanwhile, so you
Oh.
see Sprocket and Spring in frame, but they have their own drone and they are talking to their followers.
You see, like, on and on and on, like recursive mirrors. There's just like hundreds of influencers in a row, all kind of captured in each other's. You could like go through the infosphere and see this scene from like 4 different perspectives if you want. No problem. You make your way to the Killer Collab Coliseum.
That was great.
You
I prepped for this session.
make your way to the space. You climb and descend the stairs to the competition zone, and the virtual assistant guides you to a ready room. Here, you can rest if you wish to use resolve points for any kind of healing things, although you guys actually did not get into any combat or take any damage over the course of this convention, which is surprising.
Can I use something?
Yeah.
Can I use the People's Champion? I draw confidence and dedication from the sheer number of people who depend on you.
You absolutely can. In this moment, in your ready room, they have put out like Team Orion posters and things like that here. There's a couple little like snacks and stuff around here for you. You actually see major donor to this is Iron Jaw Jerky and Rations. They have put a big basket where normally you get like fresh fruit. Here, there is Kraken Snack Kick. There is some Rust Claw smoked shards. There is some Glow Beast Sweet Fire Jerky. All kinds of prepared little meat snacks for you.
No milkshake.
But you can
Crow
feel
crisps either.
above you the ceiling shakes. People are excited to see this, and you draw confidence from that for sure. Any other things that you want to do before you are released into this Coliseum?
Yeah, I'm gonna use Miracle Worker to boost my weapon.
Okay. Use Miracle Worker in this moment to boost your weapons, and you can all see the little countdown in this ready room is steadily ticking down. And at the very end of it, it opens up, and you can hear billowing from the outside, "Are you ready?" As like there is this huge crowd cheer. You see spotlights, you see glitter. Would a visual perspective be helpful?
Yeah.
Can I have some space in the center?
Could I also do something to prep?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just gonna cast AutoCam just to get footage of this fight.
Crappy butt.
Oh boy. Probably gonna die.
I kind of forget what you
I don't know,
can
you have
use.
2 surfboards. I mean, you could use those.
You could just run away.
I don't know. Wait, did you buy the wave? You didn't buy it, did you?
No.
It was 1.2
Just like a
million. It's like
Did you buy the wave? It's okay. Celia
No,
can
I
get
need
you a
to get in
wave.
touch with
Whoa.
my agent to afford that.
Move the
we I need
cup
more
there.
space.
I got the bottom of it.
Go. And you can see Team Glam Squad is right up there on their positions already. They've gotten there a little faster than you. Thank you. Got it.
Wow.
Celia points at one of them who like sells eyeshadow and it's like, everyone knows that it's repackaged from Viscarium 5!
There you go. Everybody loves it when you do that.
The greens.
I didn't say Celia was good.
That's
Celia has
fair.
bitchy followers too.
The figurines on.
She is problematic.
They're just
Problematic is a great way of describing Celia, actually. We got little spotlights.
I
down
can be a
here.
villain for my one-shot characters. It's fine.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
All right, so you can see there is the sort of lights and everything, and I'll pull up this combat cam. You can see it here. You can see it in even greater detail at AlberonRPG on our Instagram, if people take pictures.
Been doing
I know, I appreciate it.
How about
You-
the battle cam?
Yeah.
Are all directed to go and take space somewhere on the left-hand side of this sort of arena. You can put your miniatures, which are all right over there on that map, wherever you would like. For the Brunari, I don't have any Brunari because they don't make Otter People miniatures, but I do have Harengon, so the 2 Harengon are you. There is a Xenowarden android who is holding that rifle. That would be our Dr. Party. There is a fish boy who is holding a trident. That would be Chet. And then Celia is wearing the black dress because I think that was the same miniature we used for Celia in the dance-off. So you can place yourself on that side, wherever you would like.
Where are we standing?
Here, I'll give you 2 for place.
Can you put me
which
somewhere
bracket
in
do you
the,
wanna be?
like in the back?
Let me see.
Because Celia is squishy.
I'll be this one.
That's vinegar pins.
As far away from the other team, like in a combat sector as possible.
I think we're all squishy, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely. I gotta range it. But I
I'm
do
not.
have a drone I can send in, and the drone now has gun.
And for what it's worth, you are looking at a team that doesn't look a whole lot more sturdy, save one. You are seeing across from you a gray that some of you know as Glabzor doll. These huge lip implants are just glistening in the lights and in the glitter here. You can see they're applying this really elaborate makeup, and in this moment you see as the lights hit them, #GotTheKnot lights up as they seem to have applied some kind of promotional makeup. The group quickly gathers up and snaps a selfie. There is the person who is standing right next to the gray. This is a very young looking human with dewy skin, even dewier than Celia's, even dewier than Chet's. You can see
Disturbing.
they have hundreds of rhinestones that are applied onto their skin. It looks like they are covered in drops of actual dew for that. They have like a bunch of different crystals in their hand. You can see the person in the red jacket. They are a space elf skincare guru named Safrendria Cloudshield. They have thousands of followers, and at 210 years old, she still looks like she's in her early 30s. You can see she is wearing a black bodysuit with RGB strips that glow and pulse with the sort of applause and the cheering here. The person behind her, that is Beauty Per Second, a human who is I got those two switched, I think. But they're a human who does a competitive laser tag, and then in the very back, not power armor, but seeming to make elements of that, you can see, like, instead of Mickey Mouse ears, these 2 big, like, makeup mirrors with the big ring lights on them. This is several beauty stations that have kind of formed together to create power armor. And almost certainly inside there is a Yosoki named Cinderwelda. There is a team that is relatively squishy, save Cinderwelda, on that side.
Which one's that? This one?
Yeah. So, yes.
Let's go with the dewy one.
Okay.
Celia's just gonna start talking about how their dewy skin is an illusion and not actually natural, and she's gonna use fast talk.
Okay.
Which spend a resolve point. You can baffle a foe with chatter to disguise the start of battle. So I attempt a bluff check against a single creature that this ability can affect. So they need to be able to hear.
So put yourself. We're going to start you in combat right in front of them then, because you guys are talking. Where are the rest of you beginning this initiative in?
Do you happen to have a little drone mini quick at hand?
I have a little drone mini.
I was gonna grab the res mini, but
I like that.
I mean, one of the reasons I picked this build is because it's basically like a familiar build.
You can place yourself anywhere.
Anywhere on this side here.
Yeah, we all just kind of dropped
pointed
it.
out earlier when I was like, nobody needs a drone. You know what? I can't find my drone, but I got something for it. Oh, here.
That sounded vaguely threatening. Wah! Thank you.
Okay.
So it's the DC is equal to 15 plus the target's total perception skill bonus,
Oh, okay.
or 20 plus 1.5 CR.
Yeah, let's do
whichever
that.
is higher.
Can I send my drone off ahead?
You can.
So that's a dirty 30 for my bluff check.
A dirty 30? That's just barely enough.
Great. So they are surprised for the first. They have
Very nice.
So the target creature is considered unaware at the start of combat, allowing other creatures, including yourself, to act in a surprise round.
So you start saying like, oh, you know, it's not really like dewy, whatever. And they look at you and they say, no, I know they're rhinestones. I put them on to look like dew. And they're like very distracted by you. And they get very defensive very quickly. They look like you've hurt their feelings and like, it doesn't feel great in
It's
this
Celia.
moment.
It feels fine.
Loves it.
For you, Dr. Party, you're right up close and personal with this gray. For the rest of you, you position yourselves up and like off into the far left. For you, Celia, thinking about the camera sort of angles, there are a few places that are a little bit more heavily concentrated with glitter than others. Those are probably places where the cameras concentrate the most. Now, that being said, as a swift action, you could probably, if you were in base contact with them, turn these lights, these spotlights that are changing colors, and position them in such a way so that the focus is changed. If you are within the spotlights, any effects, and for instance, if a spotlight goes across Chet, you see hashtag got the knot appears across that cloak that they bought. These lights seem to cause effects from things that you have purchased around this Coliseum.
Do the lights look like they are 2 bulk or smaller?
Are 2 bulk or smaller? Yes, they are 2 bulk lights.
Fantastic. Good to know.
So in this moment, you have all found the places. You see Celia trash talking this 21-year-old human.
She's old enough.
And you see the countdown go down to 3, and then to 2, and then to 1. And can everybody roll for initiative as we begin the Killer Colon policy? Let me change the music just a little bit. Okay.
Is it this plus this?
Okay.
I didn't roll very well.
Anybody with a natural 20? All right. 25 to 20?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. What is your dexterity modifier?
It is 20.
Very nice. So, Chet at 20. 20 to 15.
16.
16.
Nope, 17. I
17
can math.
for Celia. 15 to 10?
14.
14 for Spring.
10.
10 for Sprocket. And then what about you, Dr. Party?
7.
7. Oh, Nuvi. Okay. So, the way that this works out, the Glam Squad is starting us off at 20, followed by Chet, who is just a little bit slower, also at 20, followed by Celia, then Spring, then Sprocket, and then at the very end, Dr. Party. A little drunk, a little surprised by this action. So we're going to start off with our Glam Squad. Crystal Kid is surprised, so they are going to hold off and go very last. We have Beauty per second. Oh, let me just move people around first. Okay, so our gray is going to back up and away from you. This person will step forward with this clear line of fire. This person, 10, 15, 20. So they reposition themselves in such a way so that Cinderwelda is able to set up shop a little bit more consistently. Give me 1 second here. Let's start with Cinderwelda. So you can see they pull off their back this massive arc rifle. You can see this has a huge battery, something that would be used to power a mode of transport, now used to power this. You do see there is a little orange tip on this weapon, but it promptly falls off. You can see straight down a machined barrel. This is absolutely a heavy weapon. As a swift action, they pull a lever on it and a tripod emerges and sets up magnetically to the floor. And they steer this and they kind of aim it towards Dr. Party. But for everybody up on that platform, you feel like you're in the line of fire as well. They are going to unleash a full auto burst using their arc rifle. Not a great roll. So, 22. Does 22 beat the EAC of anybody but Celia?
Yeah.
22, you said?
Yes.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Nope.
At the top left, is that one?
I don't think you're in the line of fire. Wait, you're here, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
you are.
Oh.
So this is the power armor. They are shooting, and they can hit every creature in a cone that goes back 100 feet.
Does my
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
does my armor add on to the EAC?
it does, but it will be added on
In
the
the
sheet.
sheet, it does it
Do you have your
automatically.
armor
Oh, I didn't
equipped,
add
though?
that.
Ah!
Have it equipped.
Gesundheit.
What
I'm
did
sorry.
I bought?
So Chet, you take 12 points of electric damage.
You probably would have higher AC than that. I don't have armor, so I'm just getting.
We bought the same armor, didn't we?
Oh, then
Oh, no.
you get like a +2. That's not armor. That's like a body.
What is the
suit.
total for that number? Your armor?
14.
14. Yeah, you take it as well. So you take 12 points of damage. As this unleashes, it is a hail of electrified bullets that just unleash across this space. Some strike the platform. They sparkle almost like stars. But this hail misses the vast majority of you. That is Cinderwelda. That brings us to the gray. This gray is going to look over at you, Celia. They see you bullying a child, which I guess kind
Not
of...
a child, 21.
21 is a child. You can see this gray turns, they look at you, and they purse their lips. They give you this smug look, and with these artificial lips, they're huge. This is a person that almost blows you over. They look at you, and though they say nothing verbally, the look that they give you is daggers. It is insulting. You feel your reputation kind of tarnished. Can you make a will saving throw?
Just quick reading something. Hold on.
No problem.
I'm going to use uncanny luck.
Okay.
Great. Love that for me. Was a 10.
It was a 10.
It was
So-
a 10, and now like a 10 on the die, and now it's an 8 on the die for a 14.
For a 14, that is a failure. In this moment, they hurl a psychic perfect insult at you.
Damn.
And they just go, oh, stop. Stop bullying my friend, you stupid Norby. And in this moment, your attention laser focused on them. If you attempt to attack or use a skill on anybody else aside from them, it will be at a -6 conditional modifier. They have insulted you, and you need to get your revenge. That is their turn. That brings us over to our skincare person. They are going to turn over. They're going to take a little misting bottle, very similar to the one that Celia used, and they are going to spray the Yosokian power armor, and the power armor begins to chink, 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 get a little bit lighter, and they drift just an inch off the floor as they begin to fly. That is the elf. That brings us to Beauty Per Second, who, as they kind of back up a little bit, are going to pull out their own weapon, an uppercut SMG that appears out of absolutely nowhere, and they are going to shoot on the run and take 2 shots at Celia. Celia does a 21 hit.
Sure does.
Does a 29 hit.
Yep.
We love that. Celia, they unload a This is an SMG, an uppercut SMG that you're very familiar with. The first attack deals 19 points of piercing damage. And the second attack deals an additional 16 points of piercing damage. As they unload this, and as they get to the far side of this platform, you can see they bend down, and with their other arm, they pull a second SMG out. And now holding both out in front, they begin to depress the trigger, and you get the sense that on their next turn, they're going to cover this field in fire. But that is their turn for this round.
Hate that.
That leaves the Crystal Kid. They're surprised, and so they will go on initiative order 0 this round. That brings us to Chet. Chet, as you stand in this place, bullets begin to fly by. What are you doing?
Let's see. I'm going to at the start I become attuned to my stellar revelation as a result of entering combat. I'm going to go into photon attunement.
Okay.
Which gives me explosive meditation. So my solar weapon manifests. It's the lunar weapon, so it's by the power of the moon.
And what does it look like?
Well, I'm going to mount the new surfboard that I have, and basically, like, the essence of a glowing moon comes up behind Chet as a manifestation of his lunar weapon, which is the power of nature's gravitational forces.
Absolutely.
And I get +3 bonus to the things that I had with sidereal influence, and then additionally I get some other stuff. The thing that matters, though, is I'm getting a bonus to my damage with my lunar weapon.
So for Chet steps on this surfboard, and the surfboard begins to rise. And as the surfboard begins to rise, the level of light begins to rise. And suddenly Chet is standing in a moonbeam that is just radiating out, not from the sky, not from the ground, but from Chet in both directions.
My years of meditation.
And most people who practice meditation look for explosive meditation. That's
do I
really
get
what
with the surfboard that I got, or the gravity board? It's just a flight speed that's equal to my regular movement speed. Okay, cool. So then, I think. Well, I don't need that necessarily. I just need to see. Yeah, that'll be fine. It's more the distance.
Here's a 40 feet square that you can use.
Okay, perfect. So I guess I can go down to that guy. So I'm gonna surf down to him.
That's Dr. Nuvi.
Ah, shit!
It's Dr. Party.
Dr. Party. Damn, I guess I can still get down there. I'm not gonna attack Dr. Party, though.
That's probably a good call.
That's kind of you.
Instead, I suppose... Well, you're not hit or anything yet.
What you doing, Chet?
I can't really do much in this position.
No problem.
So
you rise like the rising moon, and then you set
I'm gonna
like the setting
use...
moon.
I'm flying up here.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay.
And I guess I'm going to use what is it called? Combat method. Oh, no, I can't. Yeah, I'll spend a resolve point to use a standard action to combat meditation. I gain an attunement point, or 2. I have to make a check.
Okay.
DC 20.
And then anything else after that?
That'll be it.
All right. So that is your turn, Chet. You surf down by the light of the moon. Celia, what would you like to do? You are right in the thick of things.
Celia is right in the thick of it. She doesn't like that. But seeing if she can, like, she has this, like, laser focus on this gray, she is going to, like, kind of mutter, and the whispers kind of carry across space-time to the gray. And I need a will save.
Is this a mind-affecting effect?
It is.
Okay. 32.
Fuck. On a failure, that's That's it.
You try to intrude in this person's mind, but you feel your psychic presence pushed away like a child's hand. This individual, massively psychically powerful, and they say, "Oh, you tried to get in my head? My dad says I'm stupid. You can't get in my head." And you unable to bypass the massive psychic barrier in front of you.
Makes sense. And then Celia is going to just like move closer to Dr. Party.
All right, you move closer to Dr. Party. If somebody wants to move Celia just a little closer.
And then I think she has enough movement left to get up the ladder, no?
10 feet? You certainly can.
Great.
No worries.
Celia's up next to the light.
Okay, you climb up. You now stand between these two lights as they flash and change colors. It is like one side of your body is one color, the other side a different one, and it continues to shift and move. And Celia, you are in sort of the pilot seat of the lighting and effects of this arena right now. But that is your turn. That brings us to Spring.
All right. So if we kill, do we kill?
You already heard from this person.
Well, maybe
this
die.
could be a fight to the death. You signed a waiver, and
Right,
people
right,
have the
okay.
right to experience the consequences of their choices.
So she's gonna set her rifle to stun, which she has.
Yep.
Character. Okay.
Set it to
And then
extra
she's
stun.
gonna aim. Oh, okay. Let's see.
Forever
So
stun.
the range is fine, but can she, from let's say she just moves kind of up here
Sure.
right into the corner. Can I see everybody?
Yeah.
I see all.
That's the drone.
Yeah.
He'll go after me, the little pink guy. So having set my reality rifle to stun, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him. Does he have a mind? I'm shooting this guy
Yes.
because he was the one who we saw gearing up to
Yes.
Inside of her.
He's the one who shot at us.
You can't see them
Okay,
inside of this,
okay.
but they are just a little Yosoki. They're like a little rat
Okay.
person.
Because this weapon is mind affecting.
There you go.
See. Okay, so we roll in, boys. 25.
That is a hit.
All right, so that is my beloved D12s. We got 9. So 21 points of electricity damage.
Of that, 10 of it just disappears, and you see this force field light up around them as part of it is absorbed, but the field shatters as you are able to overwhelm that, and some of that damage does go through.
Excellent. And now he has to make a will saving throw or be confused for 1 round.
That's pretty good for a will save. 28.
What is that? Sorry, how do I find the
Almost
DC?
certainly that's higher than your DC. It's probably 22 right now.
19.
So they succeed. Anything else?
No, but then my drone can go, right?
Yes, it can.
All right. So she uses her free action to command the guy. It's Rez. Okay, and then so he is going to brandish his graviton pistol.
Absolutely.
And he's gonna move a bit farther down so that he's not in danger of clipping Chet.
Don't even try to get shit on there. It's just not going to
Oh
stay.
my god, it has like a bottom. That
I know,
it's-
yeah.
there you go.
It's fine.
I
I'm
can-
floating. It's fine.
Gonna go over here and then target this guy with the graviton
Absolutely.
pistol.
Oh, I see.
That's gonna be a 19 to hit.
That is a miss, unfortunately. Just barely, but that is a miss.
Hold on, let me see if I get to reroll.
Anything else, Spring?
Yes. Just a moment, please. No.
That is your turn, Spring. You fire, and it just across the armor. This creature, a little too heavy, it seems like, for that shot. That brings us to Sprocket.
What would it take me just to kind of like jump over to here? Is that like just kind of do that as part of movement, or does that require an action or
It's
and
only a
check?
5. What is your strength score?
My strength score is
3.
Where is it on
10.
here?
It's 10. So what this would be, not as an action, but you can use your movement to just jump across that space. It is an acrobatics check. It's for free. You don't need to use an action to do that. But failing that acrobatics check
Could make you fall for a lot. Well,
it's a pretty solid fall. You're probably falling 25 feet to a steel floor.
Okay. All right. So before I do that, well, I decide if I'm gonna do that. I want to DDoS the other team.
Okay.
So I'm casting a spell. It is a
service.
directed denial of strength attack. All of them need to make a will saving throw.
Jeez. Okay. So first, we'll start off with the Crystal Kid. You said will saving throw.
Yeah.
Off the charts. That's going to be a 25. For the
Sorry. Could I spend resolve to make DC higher?
If you have that ability.
Okay. I think I saw it in there. I am gonna just use one resolve point to make it one higher. I know that he still passed, so it will be
No problem. But the DC is now what, 24?
20.
20. Okay. So they surpass that. Beauty per second is going to roll a natural 1, so she fails. The gray, is this a mind affecting spell?
Would it say in the spell?
It would.
It's
let's
directly
see.
underneath the school, so click on the spell
Hold on. Let
and
me
get the info.
While you're looking that up.
mind affecting.
Mind affecting. So they get to roll an advantage, basically. They are going to get a 28, which is a success. Beauty per second, already rolled a natural 1, and so the Yosoki is only going to get an 18. So the Yosoki and beauty per second fail.
Okay. They are encumbered.
They are encumbered. Interesting. Okay, we haven't actually seen encumbered come up very much at all in our campaign. 148 sessions in. So all of a sudden, you can see 2 of these individuals, the one standing by this Crystal Kid and the one who has mounted this huge machine gun, all sag. It's like the metal grows heavier around them. You can feel gravity begin to intensify its effect. They seem a little slower. They seem to have a little bit harder of a time reacting to things. Anything else, Sprocket?
Let's see. If
just
I
like a slowed, maybe.
I'll just stay where I am.
Okay, you stay where you are. You kind of run and begin to jump, and then you're like, wait, that's a long fall. Yeah. And so you just stay right there. That is your turn, Sprocket. That brings us to Novi.
So I would like to use.
Which one did you hit?
Sounds like we're going to stun our enemies because we want to avoid killing them. So
We can kill them as well. That's fine.
They signed a waiver.
Yeah.
I don't think we should. It's bad for the brand.
yeah.
Oh, which ones failed? It was this one
Yep.
and one other
the
one.
blue one.
Okay.
I'd like to use Flash Cap.
Okay.
Use a injection weapon to create rapidly spawning microbes on the surface of an enemy within 30 feet, which burst in tiny flashes of photovoltaic energy. An effective creature must succeed at a fortitude save or be dazzled for 1d4 rounds.
So who are you targeting?
The one who is like 200 years old.
Okay, absolutely. So they make a what kind of save?
A fortitude save.
Fortitude save. You target the skin beauty
It's
guru.
gotta be it's after an attack first, so you have to
Okay,
make an
so roll an attack.
Okay.
Roll,
20
so
sided die.
D20
This one.
plus natural 20.
Natural 20. So you
Nice.
It's gonna be take the D8 and you roll damage, and then it's injection. So full damage, so 16 plus your so that's plus 5, so 21 points of, I would imagine, piercing damage for the injection.
That's pretty good.
And then the whatever the injection effect is from your thingy that you did.
Microbe sporing.
Yeah.
So
then that's
with a
that
critical,
says. So
with a critical, that means that you roll a d4 also.
Oh yeah, then you roll the d4 because they're dazzled for Yeah, the fortitude save. Yeah, that's the D4.
They fail the fortitude save.
Yeah, so they fail the save. And does this also get doubled?
Does.
So it's 6 rounds. They are dazzled.
Phenomenal. So in this moment, you fire an injection. It goes straight into their thigh. And though they are flawless in terms of their skin, it doesn't make it any more protective. The injection instantly takes place. You can see almost at once their eyes begin to glow from the inside. And as they look, it is like...
Which one is the one who's 200?
The one that's blue.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Right. Oh, no, sorry. You're right.
Oh,
the one
this
that's
one.
in the red jacket. Yeah, you're right.
Red jacket.
This individual begins to glow from their eyes. As they look down, it is like they have beams of light, like a flashlight coming off of their eyes. They can't see for how bright it is on the inside of their own skull. And they are dazzled for 6 rounds, which is probably the rest of combat. They seem like they are not able to see as well. They seem as if they are not able to focus as well. Additional mind-affecting things might work a little bit better on them. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
All right. From there, you just stand where you are. You fire. They get a little bit strange in that space. That is your turn. Novi, that brings us to the top of the round and to the Glam Squad. But at Initiative Order 20, there is a check that happens for everything that is occurring, for all of the different things that are occurring around here. The lights that are near you, Celia, shift and turn and both focus on Dr. Party. At the moment, they are trending the hardest with that natural 20, taking the attention of the crowd. And you would imagine that on your next attack, you are getting a little bit of a bonus as the crowd bolsters your move.
And I want to use People's Champion again. Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Cool.
So you, again, use this momentum that has been built from this combat. You can feel the crowd behind you. You can feel the adrenaline in the air. And that brings you to even new heights. In your day-to-day job, you have to be mundane, but you are absolutely shit-faced. You feel this in the moment. You are going to be the very best that you can.
Live in the con life.
Absolutely. This is your moment to shine.
And I will say, like, on my Android body is the brand name and logo of GNU.
Oh,
So
phenomenal.
anytime I'm on camera, it is advertisement.
If you turn into the infosphere, you see GNU commercials start playing around in the periphery anytime that Dr. Party is shown. You are an ambassador for this company right now, but that is Initiative Order 20. That brings us to the Glam Squad. So things are happening. People are dazzled. People are a little bit locked in. This gray is not having a great time because people are targeting them. So they're going to move behind Cinderwelda. And they actually seem to benefit half cover from Cinderwelda's rig. They are
Slowed.
Or
encumbered, I guess.
So they're going to lug themselves over to you, Chet.
Chet's flying? Or are you
Yeah.
on the
Yeah, I'm
ground?
flying
Chet's
up.
fine. They're going to have to jump to get to Chet. And the Crystal Kid is going to
How
approach
can they
Dr.
jump?
Party. Probably not high enough to get you, but we'll see.
Right.
Because for you, Chet, you see this Crystal Kid as they approach, they pull a rhinestone from their skin, and this is no mere rhinestone. What you are looking at is a Solarian crystal. And the Crystal Kid grasps it in their hand, and they begin to glow with an internal light. Not the light of the moon, but the light of the sun. And they rise up in this beam and begin to fly. As an action, they gain a perfect fly speed of 60, and they rise up to meet you. All of these rhinestones begin to shed little motes of light.
I don't know if it really matters, but mechanically speaking, they would have to use their action and then start moving. They can't break up their movement, technically.
Technically, they can.
Oh, okay.
They move up to you. They begin to float and fly. You are looking at another Solarian, and they are now occupying the space directly in front of you. That is their turn. For Beauty Per Second, who rushes up to meet you kind of directly at your feet, they're going to look up and just unleash some fire in your direction. Well, they can't reach you. They can certainly unleash both of these semi-machine guns on you.
On my brand new board?
Yeah, right into the bottom of your brand new board. So they're going to take 3 attacks on you.
Not cool.
For the first one, that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
The second one is going to be a 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
And the third one is going to be a 25
That's a hit.
to hit. Oof, even at a -6, they are ripping into you.
Do I get an attack of opportunity because they're hitting me?
So you just said you were flying up. Are you flying up or are you floating within reach?
Oh, well, I mean, I just wasn't sure if how far away they are from me. I am flying.
So they're on the ground.
Okay,
the Solarian's flying
okay.
up.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
So from the first attack, you are taking 13 points of piercing damage. Ooh. And from the second attack, you are taking 14 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
They unload two semi-machine guns into the bottom of your board. Bullet holes just appear past and in. This thing begins to falter and go down. It still works, but for you, Chet, if that takes another shot like that, this board is breaking.
Not cool, dude.
That is both of their turns. The person who is dazzled, they're gonna... Boy, that's not something I was expecting to deal with.
Which one?
200-year-old one.
So they're going to use their healer connection, and as a full action, they're going to end the dazzled condition. But that is their entire turn to do so.
Nice.
For Cinderwelda, remind me, their condition is encumbered. Fuck.
I love that reaction.
So their weapon is unwieldy. And in this moment, they're unable to use this heavy machine.
Damn, sucks to suck over there.
That's very frustrating. So there is a pff of steam and the helmet falls off. And you see just these two ears before Aosoki pops their head out. And you can see they have this huge mound in their cheek. And they spit a grenade into their hand. And from the neck hole just lob it. Because there is very little that they can do from this space.
Grenade in their mouth?
They have, so Yosokis have cheek pouches. They can keep up to a bulk in their cheek. And you watch as they throw this grenade and it just hits the edge of this platform and then rolls off the side. On the very bottom, there is a massive explosion, and the entire area, 20 feet in the circle below, is coated in an electric blue dye. This pigment, as the laser lights hit it, seems to almost catch on fire. You get the sense that this would have made fire damage critical every single time, but the grenade, full of photosynthetic dye, just hits the ground and explodes. You could just hear them go, fuck, and they just duck back down. The little Yosoki hands come out looking for like the helmet to pull back on. But that is Cinderwelda. The only person left is our gray friend. And they are going to... They're going to use Spectacle. So in this moment, they look over to you, Doctor, who just shot them and just shot at their friend. And they're going to purse these big artificial lips that don't belong on this species. And they're going to blow you a kiss. And it's grotesque. It's obscene. It's a very good distraction. Can you make a will saving throw, please?
Is that D20?
It is a D20.
That, and then if you have anything from your abilities.
Math finder.
Don't you have a math
so
camp for this?
I do. Oh, I do.
Let's not use it.
What's the skill? What it's not against
Pretty good.
Not for this stuff. You're against.
I brought it out just for you.
It's not.
Thanks.
You're not.
Here,
in the latest
you can be
stage of
equitable.
disease. So that's You don't get anything else. So it's a 14.
All right.
Unless you could use one of these cyber medicine or something. Oh, maybe this.
Yeah.
No.
There's. I can alter my. So I got a 14, but I
Okay.
have strange anatomy, which is altering my own physiology.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in this moment, as you try to resist this ability, it's a psychic ability that comes through, and they are a perfect distraction. You feel as if trying to hit somebody else would be very difficult in this moment, and because you are so distracted by this, Chet, you turn and Dr. Party's attention is on something else. Can you make a will saving throw?
Chet?
Wait,
Chet?
What? 40.
But for you, a Solarian who sees through the substance of space and time itself, you are not going to be distracted by this. The gray is trying to pull everybody's attention. And as each person falls kind of victim to that, you get the sense that more and more people might be drawn in. You break that cycle. You look away. You see something shiny somewhere else. That
Chet
is
looks at the electric blue dye and is like, that's a
all of the glam squad. That brings us to you, Chet.
I see my position in the universe, and I take the move. So I'm going to move 40 feet to a good
That
spot.
will provoke an attack from the Crystal Kid.
Because he's right under me?
He's right. He's on par with you.
Oh, okay. No, because he's within my range. That's fine. I'm going to go somewhere around...
You're taking the strike?
I think so.
Fantastic. Natural 20.
Excuse you.
For a total of 39.
Try a reroll.
Reroll.
Silver barbs.
I need the 30.
It's not silvery barbs.
It's not silvery barbs.
Natural 1.
Whoa!
So
Nice.
in this moment, as he tries to like punch out at you and you run away, in their hand, you can see unfolding from a hidden compartment in their arm, a star knife appears. The edge of this looks like the dark night sky, and as they trace it across, so thin is this blade that they cannot hold on to it, and they just toss it, and it goes flying off and into the distance in the corner of this Colosseum. You don't even hear it clatter onto the ground.
Okay. And I think from here I can hit almost everyone on their team, and I might also, I think I also hit the doctor, unfortunately,
That's okay.
but it's too good to not do. So I'm going to
Some of
fly
you may die.
in, and with my wave,
So did my strange anatomy
I'm using
save him from being
Supernova.
distracted?
It didn't, no.
No,
Oh,
it just it transferred it to him.
So for this, I'm, as a standard action, dealing 1d6 fire damage plus 1d6 additional per Solarian level to all creatures within 15-foot radius of me.
That's 11d6 fire damage right there.
Yeah, so 11d6 fire damage.
kind of saving throw?
It's a reflex save. to
So
take
Liz,
half.
roll a d20. This is a reflex saving
It
throw.
was 11d6.
Encumbered doesn't help.
As I come in with a massive wave
Dazzle
of
would have,
nature's
but-
energy. Gnarly, dude!
What kind of save is it?
Reflex save.
Oh, encumbered does affect that.
Oh!
So
16.
that's probably a failure.
16. Where's the... Hang on.
Aside from the gray, who rolled a natural 20, everybody else is below a 14. So almost certainly every single person
All right,
fails.
I'm gonna roll it on,
But
on this.
I could use toxin-proof skin to protect myself.
It's fire damage, sorry.
So Chet rises up in this beam of moonlight, and the moonlight becomes so intense that it forms a wave. And Chet, you ride a wave of pure moonlight down into the space, and it collides and explodes like a tsunami of light across this space, hitting everybody that is on this platform. Celia and the two Brenari are the only people in this arena not struck by this attack. And the drone.
So that's gonna be 46. That is 49 points of fire, or half as much on a success.
So, 49 points of fire, halved by Glavzor to just 20. They're looking like they're in rough shape. To this elf, the star elf who just got rid of their dazzled condition, you can pull them right off the map. As you strike, this tidal wave of light pushes them straight off this, and they just slam into the concrete.
And I kind of like
They're
skid
unconscious.
out into my floating surfboard as if I just finished a giant wave.
For Cinderwelda,
I am no longer
they
fully
take,
tuned.
yeah, they take that damage and they are barely up. They just get their helmet shut before the light washes over them, and there is still lights and flickering, but they are still up. For our beauty per second person, they take, that was 49 points?
Yes.
They are still up and they are looking okay. And then for the elf, they are dead. For the gray, they took only half. So instantly, the battle shifts. The Solarian loses their glowing light. They're unconscious and washed away. As a younger member of this, they only had 41 hit points, and so easily to wash them away. You can pull the elf off of there as well. Yeah, that guy. And suddenly, Dr. Party, the battlefield, though you take a lot of damage, the battlefield is a little bit more empty than it was before. And Chet stands there now, like on this surfboard, riddled with bullet holes, but just having stuck the perfect landing from this way.
I kind of like sit on it as if I've just finished my ride, so I've got like my feet on the sides of the board.
Your feet are actually touching the ground because it's like low because it's been shot several times. But yeah, it looks a little silly. But that is your turn, Chet. The crowd is going wild. And Celia, you already feel these lights beginning to shift in Chet's direction. But Celia, what would you like to do?
So Celia like looks over and just kind of like leans against one of the lights and points at the space where these two guys are.
Mm-hmm.
And she opens a rip in space-time to the Shrieking Caverns, and just a blast of wind comes shooting out, and I need a reflex save, or they get hit with sonic damage.
So
it's
Cinderella,
not a sinker saves, it's sinker half.
Well, Cinderella is going to roll -2.
Great.
For the gray, who is my best so far, not great. Reflex?
Yeah.
17. No. 14.
Fails. Alright, so there's 11 plus... That's 11 plus 9 is 20. And... I just roll it all at once. It would have been better to roll it all at once. Ooh, I dropped one. Oh. 28... 35 points of sonic damage, please.
With
to both
35 points of sonic damage, Celia, tell us how it happens.
Celia just blasts them off the stage.
You just blast these two off the stage. They just explode away, and there's only one person on this team left. They are directly in front of you, Dr. Party. This sonic burst following in this almost tidal wave of moonlight. It's almost like lightning and thunder, and this just erupts almost the entire team off the stage. Anything else, Celia? Okay.
Can, like, as a swift action, Celia just, like, move the light to, like, the center stage?
You absolutely can. You shift the light over to center stage, and Dr. Party, the light is on you.
And then drops down to join the rest
And
of the
then
team.
you drop down. There's like a brief shove, and then now the light is on Celia.
Do you have a camera ready to snapshot the
Of course!
Of
fight?
course.
Oh, yeah.
So that is your turn, Celia. That brings us to Spring. Spring, you can see now there is just this laser tag professional who has their 2 SMGs, currently has them both pointed at Chet. What are you doing?
Pew pew. And I'm still set to stun over here.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's go pew pew. Oh no. 17.
A 17 against beauties per second. A second here.
I think her AC is lowered by encumbered.
It is. It is lowered by 2. That is not enough to hit still.
Okay. So,
you can see they duck down. They move pretty quickly, even though they are a little bit shaken at this moment. Mm-hmm. This is somebody who professionally plays laser tag. Mm-hmm. This is sort of their element, and probably the reason they're the only one still up.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Spring's turn, and then now it's her drone's turn. And so the drone is. Does this die represent anything?
No, that was the wave he's on.
Yeah, okay.
It was the board.
So the drone is going to come over here, like, and get him to position there. And then shoot that graviton pistol.
Okay.
Okay, 24.
24 is going to be a hit.
All right. So you're knocked down, but also I'm going to attempt to use the gravitation.
Yep. Push or pull?
Push.
Okay. 10 feet?
Is it 10 feet? 20 feet.
20 feet.
So, which I believe would just get her.
Do they get a fort save on that? I can't remember.
It's a reflex.
It's a reflex
so,
save.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
10 plus items level.
10 plus it's
26.
Yeah, that succeeds.
Unfortunate. So
But they are not prone.
they are knocked prone. So you can just push them flat. They fall. Glitter just in a cloud behind them. Anything else, Spring? Spring's drone?
Drone is gonna just take a picture.
There you go. Ting! It is a free action to embarrass your enemy. Sprocket, what would you like to do?
Sure.
You can see this enemy now down at the main stage. The spotlights are on them and on Celia.
All right. I am going to. Can I run and jump through the air and rocket dash mid-air and land right next to him, but still hit him with it? Does that make sense?
Rocket dash. Hit them with what?
The rocket dash. So the rocket dash lets me move forward
Yeah,
30
yeah,
feet,
absolutely.
dealing fire damage to everyone on the way.
Absolutely. You can just kind of do it at a diagonal.
Yeah. So everyone's gonna see. All right. He gathers up his courage to do the
It's a
jump,
beauty
Okay.
influencer, guys.
and then he's gonna try to run and jump, and then like when he gets within 30 feet, just rocket dash, like to the other side. of
Phenomenal,
here.
phenomenal.
So, saving throw reflex. And I'm gonna spend a resolve
I
point
need-
to make it a little bit harder.
Boy, I need like
What you need?
19.
We'll never
I need
know.
a high roll. That's what I got.
Oh,
It's close. It's real close.
the DC was 20.
There you go. So, encumbered, having a huge effect because they would have succeeded without encumbered. You are able to absolutely hit them with this rocket dash. Roll damage on this.
All right, let's see. So that will be 10, 5, 9. I believe that is. Let me double check the spell. Rocket dash. I believe it's 22. Yeah, it's 22.
Devastating is this, and as you rocket dash across, the fire streaks across them. You can hear them curse. They roll and just barely dodge what would be almost certainly a mortal, or at least stunningly mortal blow. They are still up. You can see they're beginning to climb back to their feet. Anything else?
Yeah, prepared to take capture some content too.
You like take a quick selfie just to get the range, and in this selfie you can see this charred face of this person who otherwise like does beauty tutorials. As they are like peeling themselves up, they're like pointing at you. It looks like Jason Voorhees like rising from Crystal Lake, but no problem. You do that. That is your turn, Sprocket. Novi. Directly in front of you, only 10 feet away, you see the final enemy on their back. They are on the ground. You can see your allies now gathering around this person. The lights are on you, mostly on Celia, who's really taking the spotlight in this moment. What would you like to do?
We're in a really good position here. This might be just completely me, but I'm really fascinated in what's going on in here. Do we know what's in here? It's just for entertainment.
People have like landed on there, and you've heard it be hollow, so that's very much just like infrastructure to house this little battle stage.
Okay, there's no like compound.
No,
or
no
anything
compound or
of
anything
interest
in there.
Okay.
That would be cool. Though.
Yeah, it would be. Should have thought of that.
A little Wizard of Oz type.
Yeah.
Green goo. Okay. I would like to use decomposing inhibitor.
Okay.
Any biohack inhibitor you successfully use against a creature causes its cellular structure to rapidly break down.
Phenomenal.
Oh.
For each of the next 1d4 plus 1 rounds, the target takes 2d6 acid damage at the end of its turn.
Love
So
that.
you make an attack.
And then make an attack roll.
Yeah. So it's another d20. Yeah. 7.
The record show that I was trying to stun and push.
This will stun a lot of people.
So 16 to hit. Unfortunately, will probably not hit.
Is that like the highest you could get, or can you get higher? Did you roll bad? Do you want to roll again?
Not a great roll.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can roll again.
She's
So
using
roll
a
again.
picture of
In
herself.
this moment, you
okay.
feel whiplash. It's like you are dragged through realities that are not your own, and suddenly you're not sure if you're still in the same reality or not. You may be a slightly different version of who you had been before when you stood here, but make that check again.
It's
exactly the same.
Oh no!
I'm never using modify outcome on you again.
And with the 16, you miss to the left. Now you miss to the right. 2 needles just on either side of this person's face.
Did I just pull the same person?
They're just on a little lazy Susan. But anything else?
I was wondering if I could use minor booster on myself.
On your next turn to be able
On my
to,
next
yeah.
turn, okay. That's it.
All
for
right,
me.
that is your turn, Novi. That comes up to the top of the round, and with this sort of 20 addition of the lights split. In fact, one of them focused on Chet, one of them focused on Celia. Despite all of your best efforts, they overlap ever so slightly.
Oh, we're back
And the
together
storyline
again now?
of the social media is, are they getting back together? One red light, one blue, and in the middle, just a crescent of purple. But that is the spotlights.
Staring longingly at each other across the bridge.
That does bring us to this person. They're going to stand up. They are not feeling great. As a swift action, they will use a reaction point to take a little auto injector out and just slam it into their thigh. They do regain just a little bit of hit points. Actually, they double their hit points, which is not really much.
Yikes.
And they are going to turn and, as an action, take a single shot, leveling this gun at probably the drone. And they're going to take a shot at the drone. Does a 20 hit the drone?
Nope.
And they miss. Disoriented, the lights flashing in their face, seeing somebody rip through multiple realities in front of them, this rocket dash tearing across them. They cannot hit this attack. That is their turn. That brings us to Chet.
Oh. So it's just the one guy left.
Just the
right?
one guy.
Are they dead?
You glance over, and at a quick glance, they're not looking good.
I'm gonna go kill this other guy
Okay.
with my gnarly moves. So, riding the wave once again, I come over, and this time it's just gonna be a hit with the regular solar weapon, but crashing down.
I'm imagining more.
with the
When I was a
surfboard, just
kid, there was a
whacking
time
with
in
the
Cape
surfboard,
Cod where
just-
somebody on a surfboard just ran me over in the water. That's what
Yeah.
I'm imagining you
Pretty
doing.
much that. Like
Phenomenal.
turning around in the wake of gravity and just like going over, being like, "Watch out, dude!"
Yeah, no problem. Make an attack roll.
All right, that's this. Oh, and because I just used Supernova, I have Aftershock in
Very
effect,
nice.
which does a little extra damage on this. Natural 20.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, this guy's gonna get absolutely obliterated.
Go ahead and roll
right
damage.
now,
They
I think.
did just double their health, but they still don't have a ton. It's
I
going to be
need
very
to
close.
roll it on the computer.
Maybe
'cause
it isn't
it's,
gonna be that close.
It's
a
a
lot of
lot
dice.
of dice. Yeah, it's a lot of dice on this. So that's gonna be not great rolls, at least for him. But doubled, so that's 20. So 44 solar, I guess, grav energy EAC.
Chat, tell us how it happened. They had 14 hit points.
Oh. So it's just like, just kind of from the very beginning, just one ride down here, surfing the solar skies, comes in, fucking blows everyone up. In the wake of that, rides the secondary wave over here and just kind of like accidentally waves it
Yeah.
in, and then comes back down and kind of ends here and is just like,
surfboard shop was worth it.
oh, nice.
And in this moment, chat, you're like, wait, maybe the battle started because things are like pretty hectic.
All right, when are we
All
getting
of you.
started?
You are out of initiative. In this moment, you have defeated Team Glam Squad, and you can see up above your names and lights. You are the Barons of CorpoCon. You have won the day. Congratulations and good work. This is the end of our session.
Nice.
So thank you all for playing the Influencers 2. I'm sure there will be an Influencers 3 at some point in the future.
We're barons of CorpoCon.
If you want to see a little bit more of this, if you head over to our YouTube at AlberonRPG at 4 o'clock, we start the replays of this week's sessions, beginning with our 148th Mosaic Team 5 session.
We'll get there eventually.
One day we'll finish this
Go
campaign.
get yourself
And the
some
113th of our
water.
D&D campaign. But whatever you do, please stay safe. It is wild out there. We'll see you later.
Oh,
Bye.
bye. Ha ha.